Humboldt-Jackson is Fox Sports Jackson.
Now let's go back to the stadium for more Trinity Christian Academy football with Simon Dave McCulley and Stan Gerard.
Thanks to all of you that listened to the pregame show, the countdown to kickoff. And now at the top of the hour, we're joined by Worthy Road Studios with Paul Schulte and Lawson Mann the gang, and also on 105.3 live Facebook side of it on the 105.3 site, and also on E-Plus TV 6 on the replay side. Hi, everybody, from 10 Windy City Road here in North Jackson, Tennessee. I'm Dave McCulley along with Stan Gerard. It's the Eagles of Jackson Christian against the Lions of TCA. We mentioned a moment ago, the Lions decked out. You can see them on your screen there in a moment. They are decked out in the all black jerseys, black pants, black helmets, purple tee trimmed in white. Meanwhile, the Eagles decked out in the gray and white and blue scheme of things. The captains for the Eagles, Nick Simpson, the fine defensive back, the senior. Graham Scott, also a senior. Also out there was Zach Simpson, outstanding wideout, who is a senior, had 3 receptions against TCA last year. Meanwhile, Tate Myers, the other captain. Meanwhile, for your Lions, it is Corey Curry, the little scat back, the senior, the 5'6", 145 wide receiver, defensive back. Kevin Davis, outstanding returner, the great 100-meter state champ. Meanwhile, out there was Addison Coleman, the leading tackler for TCA last year, and Samuel Chilcutt out there as well. Stan Gerard, our color man, gave us the keys on the radio side. For you folks joining us, as you take a look at the Jackson Christian cheerleaders there on the screen, I remind you folks that are watching the game, either whether it be Worthy Road Studios on the Facebook Live on 105.3 and on replay at E-Plus TV 6. Remind you, too, that if you think we're over-describing, we have our radio audience as well. Remind you, too, that our great sponsor of the Worthy Road Studios live action tonight on live Facebook is Jackson State. Stan Gerard, the Lions in the house for the first time this season. 2 road games after this one, but an arch rival, Jackson Christian, coming to town tonight, 54-0, all TCA last year. And for the folks joining us on the TV side of it, we remind you that we reminded our radio audience earlier, 2 programs, 2 really proud programs, and 2 great programs through the years, and Stan, both tonight, a little adversity, 2 starting quarterbacks that are out.
Both teams projected starting quarterbacks out for the season, we think out for the season. Of course, Matt Spaz Spurgeon injured in a tubing accident a couple of weeks ago, broke his jaw in 2 separate places. He is back, got to speak to him briefly. All he could do is pretty much mumble. He's going to be signaling plays in for TCA, still be a part of this program. And for Jackson Christian, Caden Clark lost to a knee injury earlier. They're going to be starting the freshman, I believe, Walker Ray at quarterback. The first offensive series for TCA, as TCA will receive the ball to start this game. For those of you on the radio side, they'll be moving from right to left on your dial, dressed in all black. And for the first series of plays, it's going to be Kevin Davis under center for TCA, and we expect Elaine Lamberth to take over for TCA as we get set for this game. Getting ready to kick the ball off for Jackson Christian is going to be number 16, Keaton Allen, a 5'8" freshman for Jackson Christian. And as we get ready for the kickoff, the start of the game, let's give it to the voice of high school football in West Tennessee, Dave McCulley.
Here's the kick, a short kick, and it will be Davis fielding it at the 20. He's at the 25, coming here to the near side to 30. Now backtracks and goes the other way. Hemmed in over there, and they're going to, he's going to escape, and still escape, and he moves his way and scoots his way to about the 32-yard line. Kevin Davis, a tremendous athlete, and Stan, a state champion in track, and certainly a guy that can make anything happen on any given play. But that time, pretty good containment by the Jackson Christian kids. They tackled that time by Elijah Wiley.
Yeah, he ran about 45, 50 yards, all for a 13-yard pickup. Ball's going to be spied 1st and 10 on the 33, far side hash. And under center for a TCA, it's going to be the speedy junior Flash, Kevin Davis.
Remember the starters, the seniors not starting tonight. The first series of plays offensively, defensively, disciplinary situation, and then we'll leave it at that. Triples far side right. Davis in the Wildcat. He'll run behind those receivers. Now he'll cut it back against the grain and come
nice
this way. He's at the 35, got a little running room. He scoots his way, misses the tackle, the Jackson Christian kids do. 40, 45, and down to the 45-yard line, and finally corralled and knocked out of bounds by Tate Myers. Outstanding linebacker, but not before a great run by Kevin Davis. And Stan, we've got a flag, and many times when you see a player reverse that way, you'll find a holding call, and that's probably going to be the case in point right at the 33-yard line.
22-yard run. It is holding against TCA, and that's going to be a full 15-yard penalty. The spot of the foul at the line of scrimmage, so that's going to erase the great run by Kevin Davison to back us up.
We've got a lot of folks watching live right now. Jerry Taylor Fuqua, good buddy of ours, former, a fellow, I should say, Kentucky fan, watching down in Louisiana. Joey Jones, big Jackson Christian fan watching. John Blankenship is tuned in, and Bob Sharman tuned in tonight as well. A big hello to all those guys. Davis is in the shotgun again. 2 receivers far side right this time. Actually 3 out there, short side of the field. They move it back to the 29-yard line. It's going to be first down still. Davis will have it on the high snap. He'll move his way, break a couple of tackles, trying to get far side right. Great move and a great spin hit up to about the 33-yard line. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage stand. And Davis again making something happen with those nifty feet. Gain tackle that time by the Lions, or excuse me, the Eagles. Brooks, defensive back, came up, first man there.
9-yard pickup for Kevin Davis. Is going to be second down and a short 11 for the Eagles. Boy, Kevin Davis, just as you can see on the replay, dancing and spinning and moving his way through. Jackson Christian missing a lot of tackles, but a lot of it's mainly due to the speed of Kevin Davis.
Now 3 receivers here to the near side, and Davis is going to lob it out here. It's going to be caught by Will Allen Smith. He's trying to get around the corner, cannot. Outstanding play defensively by Jackson Christian. Tremendous tackle by Peyton Tinsley, and he drops the little receiver Smith for the loss back at about the 30-yard line. It brings up third down and about 13 yards.
Loss of 2 on the play. Not a real well-thrown ball as Smith tries to get to the outside but just couldn't do it. And nice heads-up tackle there by number 7. That is Peyton Tinsley for Jackson Christian, third and long.
Up back there trying to block for Davis. That's Addison Coleman. He has the block, and Davis will turn the corner at the 35 and going to be knocked out of bounds in the Jackson Christian bench at about the 36-yard line. I don't know that he got there or not. He's at the 35, and it will be fourth and long, fourth and about 8 for TCA.
And a timeout on the hill. That was a 5-yard pickup for Kevin Davis. 2 carries, 14 yards on the play, and TCA not bringing the punting team on the field. Right now, Joao Lopez is your opponent for TCA. It looks like the Lions on 4th and long 7 are going to go for it, Dave McCulley.
I think they are, unless it's a quick kick here by Davis. Yeah. Davis in that Wildcat. No, he's got it, and he's going to just pooch it out of there. And a dying duck that will fall inside the 40. Addison Coleman down there to down the ball at about the 38-yard line. He takes it and moves it back to the 36. Addison, good idea, but it will not work with the officials. At the 38-yard line, you're watching tonight on Facebook Live on 105.3. You're listening on 105.3. Fox Sports Jackson, foxsportsjackson.com as well. Dave McCulley stands you on. Great to have you aboard. Record number of sponsors with us. And it's a season opener, and Jackson Christian will have it for the first time offensively on the season. They'll send out the big center, lumbering out there, big Tim Craig. He'll hover over the ball. The quarterback is going to be Walker Ray, promising freshman. He's in there for Caden Clark, who was injured on the second play of the Jamboree, and now timeout, Jackson Christian. Something that Coach Palmer didn't like when they came out. We'll take a quick break. Let's take a 30-second message, and when we come back, we'll be back here on Fox Sports 105.3.
Happy Football Friday to you. This is Tucker Pratt from Hughestown of Tennessee. We offer professional residential substance abuse treatment to kids not only in West Tennessee but all across the state. One of the things that we offer is not only the tools of recovery but also the irreversible life change that comes through the gospel of Jesus Christ. I hope you might consider joining us as we try to help kids that may not be able to afford our services by going to our website at hughestown.net and click the donate page to go the extra mile for kids.
Now let's go back to the stadium for more Trinity Christian Academy football with Simon Dave McCulley and Stan Gerard.
What happens during timeouts? The announcer's chair falls backwards. But luckily, the announcer wasn't in it. In the shotgun, little freshman quarterback. And we have whistles shrilling throughout the late afternoon, early evening air here. And that's going to be, I would think, illegal motion.
And it's a good thing it was illegal motion. He was trying to get the ball to number 80, Chance King, a freshman tight end, and he was wide open in the middle of the field, Dave McCulley.
He certainly was. Jackson Christian out through the years, they don't mind chunking the potato, no doubt about it. Eagles, last year 5-6. They play in Division 2A. For the last time in current history anyway, the Lions playing in Class 2A for the last time. They're there with the likes of Adamsville, Gibson County, Halls, McKenzie, Peabody, Union City. Now it's going to be first down still, but 1st and 15 from about the 33. Throwing it and open receiver, midfield, 45 inside. He breaks a tackle to the 40. Outstanding play and a catch by Peyton Tinsley. Then he fumbled the ball. Great second and third effort, and then he fumbled the ball. Stan, who has it?
Did not see. We will have to check that out on the replay. That may have been Harrison Freeman on the recover, but you've got the pickup of, about 17 yards for Jackson Christian.
Recovered.
And goes away on the fumble.
Yep. There's Tinsley. Great catch. You see on the replay, you folks watching live, that the ball squirts out of there.
Yeah, Freeman caused the fumble.
Yep. And they say the ball still belongs to Jackson Christian.
Oh, my.
Here's the handoff. A little scat back right up the gut. Across the 40, inside the 35, down to about the 33.
That's Obet Hearns.
And Hearns ran it well. He's a talented young player, no doubt about it.
Yeah, he had 411 yards and 4 TDs last season.
I say young. He's actually a senior. They give it to him again. He breaks across the 35-yard line and inside the 30 down to about the 29. And right now, Jackson Christian hammering their way with his reserve unit in there. Seniors not starting defensively as well. TCA's got to hold on and stop them here and get the regulars back in there. We approach the 9-minute mark. First quarter, no score between Jackson Christian and TCA. Third down at about 3. Big play here. Stan, you would think they're in 2-down territory, though.
Oh, absolutely. You got to figure Hearns is going to get it with 8 yards on 2 carries.
Now they go with the up back being, Ray actually the quarterback, Hearns the tailback. Give it to Hearns again. Hearns this time stopped, and the ball squirts through, but I think they had called him down anyway. Outstanding play defensively. First guy there, Samuel Chilcutt, and he was assisted by a couple of other guys.
Also in the tackle, number 78, Kayvon Purgle, the transfer from Brownsville.
Yeah, from Haywood County. Played at Haywood over there. And at the 32-yard line, I'm not sure what they called a moment ago. That ball on the replay screen looked like it squirted out there. Maybe they said the ball danced out of bounds and then came back. I'm not sure. So it's going to be 4th and a 4. That's a loss of a yard, back to about the 31. Well, a big play here for the young quarterback in the shotgun with Hearns to his right and behind him a tad. He looks. He wants to throw. Being pressured. Now throws and incomplete. Well, he did a good job staying and keeping the play alive for Jackson Christian, but nothing there. Great defense and enough pressure on him, Stan, to force it the bad pass.
Purgle put the pressure on Walker Ray there. Forces the turnover on downs. And it's 1st and 10 for TCA. And now stepping under center for the Lions, it's number 16, Lane Lambreth.
6'2", 170. Normally a wide receiver and defensive back. His mom, Cindy, great friend of ours through the years. I say through the years. She's still awfully young. I'm getting older. But the ball at the 31-yard line. Lions with their second possession. He's in the shotgun, Lamberth is, with Davis to his left.
Whoa.
And they snap it over his head. All the way back inside the 15, down to the 10. He recovers at the 9-yard line. And Blake Butler on the sideline is not a happy trooper.
Minus 21 yards, and sadly, those 21 yards are credited to the Lane Lambreth account.
I'm not sure what happened there, Stan. I'm not sure. The field in really great shape considering all the rain we had this morning and throughout the midday had stopped. But that ball might be a little slippery, but it sure got away there.
Lambreth, that would have been a great snap if he had been 8 feet tall.
Edwards is the running back now to the left. It's 2nd and forever. Lamberth runs it to the right, wants to throw and tosses it into the turf. Intended receiver Riley Graves, a good guy to try to get it to. He had 5 all-West Tennessee receiver last year and 5 interceptions on the defensive side of the ball. But Stan, you put yourself in a hole. You put yourself under the gun here behind the 8 ball, so to speak, and it's going to be 3rd and a long way. Get to the 31, the ball all the way back at the 9.
And we got to get to the 42-yard line to get a first down, Dave McCulley.
Yeah, they mark it right just short of the 10, so let's call it 3rd and, what, Stan? 21.
Half a mile, 2 miles maybe.
Well, Lamberth in the shotgun again. 2 receivers make it 3 here to the near side. Looks, wants to throw. Throws over the middle and knocked down. Great play defensively by Nick Simpson, who got a left paw on it, knocked it down, and it's going to be a punting situation this time. Remember Noah Holsinger, he averaged about 35 yards per punt last year. He's playing over at Harding this year. Good luck to him, but a new punter back there, and it's going to be Joan Lopez, young man from Brazil, we understand.
Yeah, Juwan, he's going to be making his first punt. Dangerous situation.
Tough to have to do your first punt in your career in the end zone, isn't it?
Yeah, tough situation. Already seeing one errant snap. We'll see what Juwan can do in his first punt as a Lion.
A chance for the Eagles to come out with a great field position. He drops the football. Now picks it up, gets it away. And a high floater, very short. And it will hit and take a Jackson Christian bounce. And it will be down at the 23-yard line. And there, the Eagles will take over at TCA's 23-yard line. What could have gone wrong in that series certainly went wrong almost every play.
13-yard punt for TCA, and Jackson Christian with the ball in outstanding field position right smack dab in the middle of the field at our own 23-yard line. If you're a fan of the Eagles, as Joey Jones is listening to this broadcast, and
he's watching too, yeah.
Yeah, for Jackson Christian, it's imperative that they score on this possession.
We've got a ton of people watching. We'll get all your names in when we can. Well, the young quarterback, great position here for him, just a freshman. As he's in the shotgun, gives it to Hearns. He drops the football. It's loose. And let's see who's got it. TCA says they have it, but we'll wait and see.
And that ball is recovered by TCA's number 56, Samuel Favara. I believe he also forced that fumble, if I'm not mistaken. Obet Hearns loses possession. 4 carries, 8 yards. The second Jackson Christian turnover of the night. So turnovers, not the friend of the Eagles.
I tell you, a guy that was back there that I think may have got the initial hit was Garrett Bond. And then it was Garrett Bond who hit him. And then I think you're right, obviously, by the recovery. Well, TCA's defense holds. Here's the sweep. And running the far side will be Kevin Davis. Davis across the 30. Plows his way to about the 33. Good yardage as he got some good blocking on the sideline over there. And leading that blocking that time was Jay Looney, a sophomore.
Yeah, also Samuel Jings on the coverage. If you're watching on the replay as he turns and cuts around, look at that great block by Jings, pushing him out, gets him an extra 3 yards in that play. Would have been taken down to 30, gets it all the way up to the 33.
Yeah, it was Jennings that really made the good block. You're right. 2 receivers to the near side. Pick up 7, 2nd and 3. Lambert in the shotgun with running back there with him. Hands it off to Edwards. Edwards has the first down and more. He's to the 40 and is upended about the 41-yard line on the stop. Nice play there by Graham Scott, but not before Ronald Edwards, the senior, the 5'11", 165 running back, gets a TCA first down. Being brought to you by Jim and Connie Clement at Clement Transmission and Record Service.
Boy, I tell you what, these TCA lines, so many different ways to hurt you at the running back position.
They really do, and that's considering they lost one of the great ones of all time in Victor Horton last year. High snap, but Lambert comes down with it and tries a little floater out here, and it's just over the outstretched arms of Kevin Davis. Tried to lead him a little bit too much. Incomplete. 2nd down and 10.
Lane Lambert having some struggles early. He's 0 for 3 in this game, but Dave, I do believe that's just nerves, and he will settle down. As you see, he just simply led Kevin Davis too much. Look at the great blocking that was set up on that play. If he would have caught that ball, it could have been 6.
Yeah, that's one thing about Riley Graves that we didn't mention enough last year. Great receiver, but a really good blocker, too. Lambert, another high snap. Gives it to Edwards. Edwards hit right at the line of scrimmage and didn't get anywhere. And now they say Jackson Christian's come up with a fumble. And let's see who has that. Getting up last and flipping that ball in the air is big number 70, and that is Austin Lewis Allen.
So Ronald Edwards fumbles. TCA with their first turnover of the game, and an 85 was in on that, and I don't have an 85 on the roster, but good plug by the front 4 of Jackson Christian. Really left Edwards nowhere to go. They collapsed the whole in around him and forced the turnover. So
linebacker Hal Carter got in there and got a right hand on Edwards' arm. I think that might have been a little bit to force that as well. So at the 41-yard line, we're seesawing back and forth with mistakes. And the little quarterback, Walker Ray, under center again, or in the shotgun again. Triples here to the near side. He looks this way. Now he's going to run out of there. And at the 40, he is almost streamlined there by Samuel Favara, but he went up under him, but he does get yardage, maybe 2 or 3. Let's give him down to the 39. Up short 3. Let's make it 2nd and a long 7.
Yeah, Samuel Favara on the tackle for TCA. Second, long 3, short 2.
Now, in the shotgun again, 1 receiver far side left. They have 3 here to the near side. And Hearn, the running back, on a 2nd and 7. Looks this way, throws it. It's going to be caught at the 40, inside the 40, down to the 35-yard line, and TCA there to corral him. And the receiver is Seth Snyder, and a couple Lions there to upend him. Snyder last year, fine year, wide receiver, off to the good start, wearing that number 12 again. A pickup of maybe 4. Let's call it third down. Well, maybe not that much. The ball rests at the 35. They have to get to the 31. It is third down and 4. You see good game tackling if you're watching it live on Worthy Road Studios, Jackson State Community College, our sponsor on Facebook Live, 105.3, listening on 105.3. Quarterback throws it. Here's a little bubble screen caught by Zach Simpson.
He's got the
first down, and he did that with some sidestepping his way inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Nice little throw, but even a better little run after the reception. Big number 78, Yvonne Pirtle, the transfer from Haywood, getting up a little limp that time, or lame, and the ball will be at the 29. It's going to be 1st and 10.
I thought TCA reacted well to that play, but Simpson already had made some headway downfield.
Wants to throw again, and right in the meat of the defense, a completion. Walker Ray finds a receiver, and again, that's Seth Snyder, who's having a big first quarter here. We're down to 4 minutes and change. 4:05 left in the first. No score. Jackson Christian threatening at 2nd down and 6 from the 26-yard line of TCA. Good tackle there. A couple of guys there leading the charge. Mitch Sisk and also Will Allen Smith, but not before they get about 4 yards.
Tell you what, Will Ray has come to this game as a freshman. Looked good, Dave McCullough.
He is. He doesn't look intimidated at all back there. Hands off to Hearns. Big hole. 20, 15, 10, 5. He's got to score from 26 yards out at the 3:36 mark. Jackson Christian gets on the board, and Hearns, really good run, but great blocking by the Jackson Christian offensive line.
And if you're a TCA, you've got to be concerned with that. Jackson Christian here, 3:36 to go with the early lead in this ball game. Boy, they just blew open a hole on the left side of that line, and Obet Hearns walked into the end zone. I don't know that he was even really touched, Dave McCullough.
I think we got an arm on him right at the line of scrimmage, and that was it. And Sis couldn't get him there in the backfield or in the defensive secondary. And Hearns scores a short field and then a 26-yard gallop, and it's 6-0. And they're going to go apparently for 2. And now running the Wildcat will be Seth Snyder. Seth Snyder brings the receiver here to the near side. And now we have whistles and
a lot of motion.
Yeah, that's probably going to be like Canadian football. Too many people moving. Janet Sedbury Butler, the lovely mother of Blake Butler, listening tonight and watching. Ernest Harper, Bonnie Coble, Lacey Ennis, Lee Thompson, Gail Way Mapes, Jerry Callis, Lee Hayes, Keith Cunningham, David Lytle, Will Lowry, Shannon Elliott. Will, thanks so much for the nice compliment. We appreciate all you folks. Number 12 last year was Gunnar Lewis. Seth Snyder didn't play last year. Thanks, Miss Elliott. We appreciate that. Of course, we remember Ryder Lewis tonight, young man that lost his life in a boating accident just a few weeks ago. Our thoughts and prayers continue to be with that family. And Gunnar, one of the great players of all time, his brother, Steve Hamilton, is watching. Tucker Nash, Bill Hamilton's grandson, is a member of this Jackson Christian School. So the penalty moves it back now. And it will be the quarterback back in there and throwing it. And is that ball called? No. Trying to stay in bounds to catch it down there for the 2-point conversion with Simpson. Great effort, but good defense. As we head down there, Chilcutt, TCA did anyway. And it remains 6-0. 3:36 left here. 1 minute break. Back after this on Fox Sports Jackson 105.3.
First Bank is a proud sponsor of Trinity Christian Academy Athletics. This is Dawn Thomason with First Bank and a parent of a TCA student athlete. First Bank has 3 locations in Jackson with products ranging from checking, home mortgage, and commercial business accounts. First Bank supports GCA students, coaches, and athletes as they compete in the 2018-2019 season. We look forward to a great season and cheering on the TCA Lions. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Chuck Buedrel with Robinson Toyota. I'm a Trinity parent and a sales consultant here at Robinson Toyota. Do you want a different kind of car buying experience? If you do, come see me at Robinson Toyota. Colossians 3:23 says, whatever you do, do it enthusiastically, as something done for the Lord and not men. I strive to do that every day. Just ask all the Trinity families that have bought cars from me in the past 2 years. Come see me,
Chuck Futrell at Robinson Toyota for a different kind of car buying experience.
Now let's go back to the stadium for more Trinity Christian Academy football with Simon Dave McCulley and Stan Gerard.
Snyder to kick it away. Lions down 6-0. Eagles up. A short kick. Just pooched over that initial line and falling on it at about the 37-yard line. Smart play there. Coming up with it was Harrison Freeman. You talk about Harrison Freeman. Coach Butler said in the preseason prospectus that this kid really possesses great speed and good size. He's really anxious to see what this young man's going to do. Could have a great career at TCA.
I tell you what, if that had been Kevin Davis there, he may have risked trying to pop it through. If he could have gotten past that first line, it would have been 6.
Jackson Christian, though, respecting Kevin Davis, they weren't about to kick it to him, were they?
Would you?
I would not either. Well, Lambert in the shotgun, sends 3 receivers far side right. One back there with him, one here to the near side receiver. Hands off to Edwards. Edwards turning the corner. Carter chasing the linebacker. Edwards at the 40. He breaks it. 45, midfield. 45, 40, 35, 30. Down to the 25, down to the 23-yard line. And he got to the far side. And Edwards, who didn't play a lot last year because he had Davis and Horton and others in front of him, makes the best run he's ever had as a TCA line, Stan Gerard. 43
yards on the reception. A Clement transmission record service first down, 3 carries, 52 yards. He had one longer last year at Halls, if I'm not mistaken, but Edwards did a great job, turned the corner, went down the sidelines, and making the last shoestring tackle was number 45, Owen Hughes.
Lambert hands it off. No, he keeps it. Play faked it to Addison Coleman. Now keeps it down to the 10. Nice play by Lane Lambert. Stan talked about his great baseball prowess. Good size. Comes in tonight.
You know, and
6'2", 170.
He actually runs a 40-yard dash time faster than Spaz Spurgeon.
Good-looking young man, just like his mother. Addison Coleman to the right.
Lambert kind of runs like Kyle Aiken a little bit.
Yeah, he does. A little bigger. 6, and now whistles. Too much time, I think. No, that play clock was still at 20+. Let's see what that was. Illegal motion, I would think. That's what it's going to be. And it will be now first down still, but 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. Man, we have just people checking in with us from everywhere. Tony Niehoff is watching tonight. We have a lot of Jackson Christian fans. Chase McLean, who is in charge of the social media there, sent us a nice message earlier. We appreciate that. Brandon Sheffield, good buddy of ours on the coaching staff, played at Lambeth. Alan Irvin, one of the great running backs on that staff as well. Coach Darby Palmer in his 2nd year. Lambert puts Davis in motion, and we're going to have movement again, Stan. TCA gets it down, and now, illegal motion again.
That's twice in a row for TCA after having a 2nd and short. Now it's going to be 2nd and about 11 for TCA. Ball line of scrimmage is going to go all the way back to the 20-yard line, Dave McCulley.
You folks watching, see the referee with the beard. He looks nice with a beard. Stan, you and I wouldn't look good with beards, I don't think. What do you think?
I wear a partial beard pretty much during the week because I'm just too lazy to get up and shave in the morning.
No comment. At the 20.
I do take you off for game day, though.
It
makes me look younger, too.
2nd down to 11. That was half the distance a moment ago. Here's Coleman to the right of Lambert. Lambert rolls right, pursuit, and he'll throw incomplete. Great play there defensively. Outstanding defensive pursuit by Austin Lewis Allen, the 6'2", 230-pound senior. And Stan, he showed some quickness that time, and he made Lambert throw that really hastily. It's going to be 3rd down to 11.
Yeah, and Jennings couldn't come back in time for it. It was going to be a rollout pass to Jennings all the way. But in situations like that, Samuel Jennings has got to recognize you got to come back and help your quarterback out, Dave.
Good crowd here on both sides of the field tonight. 6-0, 2:15 left here in the first. Lambert in that shotgun again. Coleman here to his left. Lane looks. Lane down in the end zone. Throws it down there, and it's going to be intercepted. Picked off down there. Threw it right into coverage down there. And Stan picking that off is Peyton Tinsley.
It's going to be the 2nd turnover TCA. And you can look at it one of 2 ways. You can just look at, well, it's not going to really be much of a short punt because basically Jackson Christian's going to get the ball right back to the line of scrimmage where TCA had. So TCA wastes that 43-yard run by Ronald Edwards, turns it over for the second time tonight, and Jackson Christian's going to get another possession here with 2 minutes and 8 seconds to go in our opening quarter play, and they're looking to add on to their 6-0 lead.
Volleyball wins today. They announced that here, beating Milan in 3 sets today. Being an SID at college, let me tell you, it's all happening, folks. Every sport, men and women's soccer, volleyball, all the fall sports underway. Back to throw it and chunking it and throwing it as hard as he can, and almost picked off. Great play by Riley Graves with a right hand, almost pulled it off. Intended receiver down here. Stand if that gets by Graves, that's going to be a quick 6. Intended receiver was Zach Simpson. Great defensive play by Mr. Graves.
Yeah, as we're going to look at here on the replay on the television side, good protection. Nice throw by the quarterback there. Look at Graves extend and get the ball with his right hand and knock it down. That's why his nickname is Gravy, because he is smooth as gravy.
You're watching this later on replay on E+ TV 6, but I'm telling you, Jackson State Community College, our sponsor, with a live telecast tonight on 105.3 Facebook Live. Paul Schulte and Lawson, and almost picked off that time again. Harrison Freeman had a bead on it. Intended receiver this time was Seth Snyder, and the little freshman quarterback, that time Walker Ray got away with one.
Now look, there's going to be some great pressure put on by TCA. 53 in the play on the outside, and Freeman went for the pick, and he saw 6.
And now TCA's defense a chance to turn it back over. And get it in good field position. 1:57 in the first, 6-0 Jackson Christian.
And that's what I talked about. Put some pressure on the freshman, make him make some mistakes, and that's what we've done the last couple of times.
Doubles each way with Hearns to the left of the freshman quarterback, who's been impressive. TCA threatens the blitz. They come with it, and is caught by the receiver, breaks the tackle. 20-25, he's at the 30, at the 35. And the little guy, that's going to be Brooks to the 40, to midfield, to the 45, to the 40. Brooks with a dancing run, and they get a flag down here at the 40.
It's going to be a hold.
And that time, Brooks just out of the left flat, caught it, came back here to the center of the field, came here to the near side of the home side, and almost broke it, and a great run by Brooks. And let's see what that flag's about. It's going to be holding, but it's not going to negate the first down. They'll have it. They'll move it back from the point of impact at the 39. But Stan, nice little pass by the freshman again. And, boy, Brooks knew what to do with it after he caught it.
It's going to end up being a 31-yard pickup for Dana Brooks on that play. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Eagles. They are in Jackson Christian territory at the 49. And I tell you what, Mr. Ray looking good under pressure. He throws a nice ball, Dave McCulley.
Steve Heyman and Bradley Owens listening tonight up in Jackson. We appreciate that. Great friends of ours. They do a great job up at the Milan Station.
Take it easy on the Vikings tomorrow, guys.
Yep, and they do a great job. I love those guys, not just because they're listening. Here is the quarterback, Ray, throwing it again. And man wide open out there at the 25-yard line at the 20. We've got a flag coming in, and that might be we had a Jackson Christian player down there. I'm not sure, but that could be or defensive pass interference. I'm not sure, but that time caught, and that's Seth Snyder again, Stan.
Seth Snyder there with the 10.
We'll see it on the replay here and be able to tell you what the flag's about, hopefully.
Flag's at the 17-yard line, so that's a pickup of a 10.
Rodney Baumgartner is listening tonight, and he says, howdy, boys. It's a first down, but Stan, right now, the quarterback, Walker Ray, does not look like a freshman quarterback, does it? Remember, he's replacing Caden Clark, who was hurt in the second play of the Jamboree. Clark, the junior quarterback, and flag was picked up. No foul, they tell us. And the ball down at the, where is it, Stan? About the 17-yard line, 1st and 10, hash mark left. Ray, low snap, gives it to Hearns. Hearns is hit immediately and able to move forward and get back to the line of scrimmage. First guy back in that backfield. Boy, Chilcutt's there Coleman again. That was Coleman again, the leading tackler last year, and a really great linebacker.
Obet Hearns now 6 carries at 34 yards and a touchdown. A great job, Addison Coleman there.
Yeah, wrapped him up, didn't he?
Yeah, wrapped him up, and TCA did a good job collapsing that play in the middle there.
Garrett Bond along that defensive line. Bond, the 4th leading tackler last year. J-Mo, Justin Moore in there as well. Second down and basically 10 again, maybe a half a yard loss. Ray drops, They come with the blitz, and it's intercepted. The blitz got him, and it's going to be picked off. Picking that football off is Eli Morris. Morris all the way up to midfield. 1st and 10 Lions after the big pick. And Stan, the blitz caught the little quarterback that time off guard. He threw an ill-advised pass right into the awaiting hands of Eli Morris, the 5'10", 210-pound sophomore.
Well, TCA made something happen defensively. We're getting ready to take a look at this on the replay here. Great job of pressure by TCA, and the ball picked off at the 22-yard line and gets a nice return out of that play, Dave McCulley.
He sure did. Well, ball at the 49-yard line, 1st and 10. Lions down 6-0 in the last few seconds of this first stanza. Lambert throws it out here in the flat to Davis. Graves gives him the block. He's at the midfield stripe, dancing and scooting, still dancing his way, reverses, and then it's finally grabbed and knocked out of bounds, and Peyton Tinsley is going to get a flag.
Yeah.
Peyton Tinsley wrapped him up that time.
Yeah,
he's right in the midst here. And Coach Blake Butler stepping in saying, everybody cool your heads here. Tinsley, in his defense, I think wrapped him up, Stan, and certainly he warrants the flag there that time, but I don't think he intended it viciously as it looked, I don't think.
And the catch by Davis is first.
Do you agree with my assessment?
I believe so. Pick up a 5 on the play.
But he did warrant the flag, though, didn't he? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And the flag by penalty is going to be a first down for a TCA, a Clement Transmission Record Service first down.
Again, a big hello to Steve and Bradley up there. Going to be a first down, the ball down to the 31-yard line. And at the 31, 1st and 10. The Lions.
I'm not sure the defender knew that he was out of bounds.
I think that's what I meant by his intent. Hand off to Edwards. Nothing much this time, maybe a yard or two.
He's going to pick up 1.
Good play defensively that time, and coming up with the play was Nick Simpson.
4 carries, 53 yards for the senior Ronald Edwards, number 2 for TCA. And we've come to the end of the first quarter play. Our score at the end of 1, Jackson Christian 6, TCA 0. Let's take a 1-minute break. TCA Football, Fox Sports Jackson, 105.3.
Here's TCA Booster Club President Craig Fuller.
The TCA Booster Club's mission is to promote and support all of the athletic programs by uniting parents, students, coaches, faculty, and staff, working together as one community to train young champions for Christ. This year's officers also include Greg Maxfield, Jennifer Cunningham, Scott and Katie Eglin, and Jenny Gray. Thank you to these officers, our members, and our corporate sponsors for graciously supporting the athletic programs at Trinity Christian Academy. Go Lions!
It's lunchtime, you're hungry, we know how you feel. Your mouth wants Little Caesars, and your wallet wants a deal. Four slices of pizza.
Got to score when we come back.
For you, hot and ready for $5, and this is what you do. Bite, it's. That's what makes the combo. Bite, it's. To the deep dish combo mambo. For lunch.
Pizza. Little Caesars Lunch Combo. Hot and ready 11 to 2 p.m. at participating locations plus tax.
Now let's go back to the stadium for more Trinity Christian Academy football with Simon Dave McCulley and Stan Gillard.
Our score as we begin the second quarter, Jackson Christian with the 6-0 lead. Let's take a look at the Youthtown scoreboard. Over on McClellan Road, Darren Crozier scores from 51 yards out for Chester County. That game tied at 7, 2:46 to go in the opening quarter of that game being played a mere 2 miles down the road, Dave.
TCA would take on USJ here on September the 7th. Well, 2nd down and 8 at the 29-yard line. Lambert, little mix-up on the handoff there to his running back, Edwards, and it sort of cost TCA that time. Did cost them. All the way back at the 34. Tackled that time by Graham Scott by Jackson Christian. And Stan, I'm not sure what happened. Lambert never could get it in a clean handoff.
That was a read play by Lambert, and you're going to watch. Well, yeah, he did hand that off. He was wanting to read the play, and Lambert should have just pulled that ball back, and he had some space, and a miscommunication between the two players there.
Jeff Moody watching and listening tonight, along with Gina Vincent Thompson, Judy Wallington Barker. As the folks keep sending us messages, we appreciate that. 3 receivers, far side left, 3rd down now and 13. Out of the flat, they set up the bubble screen this time for Davis. Makes 2 or 3 Eagles miss. He's inside the 30, inside the 25, and all the way down to the 22-yard line. And he stopped there. Going to be a little short of the first down, but Stan, he got that with those magic feet that time because Jackson Christian looked like they had that well defended, to be honest with you.
What was that, about 11-yard pickup on that play?
Yeah,
2 carries, 16 yards.
Watch here on the replay. You folks on the radio side, we beg your indulgence And finally, it took 3 Eagles to bring him down.
And you look at that, Kevin Davis hasn't broken one yet. Just wait, and he is going to break a big one in this game.
And off this time to Addison Coleman, the big power back, 20, 15, all the way down near the 10-yard line, down near the 5. And big Addison Coleman, that time, TCA crossed him up a little bit, coming with power more than speed, and they get the first down and more. And now they're knocking on the door. That first down being brought to you by Clement Transmission and Record Service, Jim and Connie Clement.
4th first down for TCA, 13-yard pickup for Coleman.
High snap. Lambert has to pull it down. He makes something happen, though, on the positive side of it. He's inside the 5, down to where? About the 3-yard line. And Stan looked like almost a busted play that time, but he made it happen. I'll tell you one thing. Every time you need to know who made a tackle for Jackson Christian, if you say Nick Simpson, you're going to be pretty close. He's around the ball almost every time. High step. Lambert gets it, though. He gives it to Addison Coleman this time. He's down near the goal line, down to the 1, and be stopped there, 3rd and goal.
2 carries, 15 yards for Addison Coleman. TCA knocking on the door, looking to tie this ball game up with 10 minutes to go in our first half of play.
With the unfortunate passing of Aretha Franklin, you've worked a lot of musical things in tonight, haven't you?
Always work some music in.
Well, Lambert in the shotgun. Coleman the back to his right. Davis comes in the motion here. They'll give it to Kevin. Kevin's going to run the sweep. Kevin's going to go in. Touchdown, Lions! And that being brought to you by the fine folks, Curtis Mansfield, and all the fine folks at First Bank. Touchdown, TCA. They tie the game at the 9:43 mark.
4 carries, 22 yards, and a score for Kevin Davis. This game knotted up at 6 in the booth. It's a good thing we don't have the camera to play. Look, the jet sweep coming. He arcs it back, cuts up, never touched before he gets in the end zone. Kevin Davis with his first rushing touchdown on the year had 322 yards last year. He has 22 already this season.
Lambert the holder. Lopez in to attempt the PAT to give TCA their first lead. Snap back. Ball down. Kick up. That kick is good. And it's 7-6. Lions at the 9:43 mark. We'll take a 1-minute break. We're back with more of the opener between Jackson Christian and TCA on Fox Sports Jackson 105.3.
I had my doubts when corporate hired Goat to work in my department, but it's been great until I lost my Regions personal check card. Unauthorized use! I was like, guys, relax. Regions Lock It lets me lock and unlock my Regions personal cards for online, in-store, or ATM transactions. Regions Lock It is the GOAT.
Open a Regions checking, credit, or Now Card account with new Lock It. It's secure, easy to use, and customizable. Regions. Member FDIC. Your mobile carrier's messaging and data fees may apply.
Always dependable. Clement Automatic Transmission and Record Service. Owners Jim and Connie Clement have been in business since 1979, building a reputation based on integrity and Christian principles, specializing in foreign and domestic transmission repair. Monday through Friday, 8 to 5:30, and 24-hour emergency record service, local and long distance, damage-free towing, lockout service, and jump starts. Located 3846 Brownsville Highway in Jackson. Every time, depend on Clement Automatic Transmission and Record Service. 422-6356. Now let's go back to the stadium for more Trinity Christian Academy football with Simon Dave McCulley and Stan Gerard.
TCA with a 7-6 lead. Joao Lopez set to make his first kickoff
you like that
for the
name,
Lions.
don't you?
Oh, yeah.
I can feel that. Lopez to kick it. And a nice end-over-end kick. And that's the best weapon that you can have on special teams. Don't let him bring it back.
Oh, he's jacked.
He is. 7-6, 9:43. Big hello to Gail Way Mapes. That's the lovely wife of Tom. And we can't say enough about Tom. He's our executive producer, director. John Brailsford's our director tonight. Meanwhile, Dorothy and Jim Jaminko listening tonight. And Andrea Marbury Moody. They're all tuned in and watching and listening tonight. Lee Thompson says we're sounding good over in Crockett County.
You know, the funny thing is, Joao Lopez, he's wearing number 10. They didn't have a black number 10 jersey for him. They had to call it Bubba Holsinger and have him bring Noah's old jersey to the house.
They sure did. We were back in the locker room when that happened earlier tonight.
Anybody got Noah's number handy? Hope he didn't take it. Hope he didn't take that jersey Arkansas, which he didn't.
Well, little quarterback Walker Ray, 6 foot, 175 pounds, soaking wet. He's got 3 receivers stacked just off the line there. Hands it off to Hearns this time. Nothing, but he breaks a tackle. Great effort. Boy, TCA keeps slashing at him, and Blake Butler not happy with the lack of tackling that time. And little Hearns should have been stopped for a yard loss, and he gets about 3. Great effort by Hearns.
7 carries, 37 yards. You're going to see on the replay, he goes inside off of left tackle. Initial contact, we did not wrap up. He kept moving. Harrison Freeman missed him. There's a second missed tackle, and Harrison Freeman finally comes back and makes the play there. But good second and third effort by Obet Hearns on that play.
Yeah, he really did a great job. Well, here's the handoff to Hearns again. He's trying to go far side right. He's not going to go anywhere. Bang, he's hit hard. And I mean, I'm telling you, having a great game is Samuel Chilcutt, the senior, 6 foot 185, the linebacker, and Stan. He shot right through there. Hearns had nowhere to go, and he loses yards. And now it's going to bring up third and about 14, almost 14 yards.
8 carries, 30 yards, and Chile with the big stop for loss there for TCA.
Seth Wilkerson up in Gibson County tuned in tonight. Nancy Lack says, go Lions. Lee Thompson says, the Cardinals are catching them on your Cubs, Stan. Third down.
Ain't gonna happen.
Let's call it long 13, short 14. Ray drops. Ray wants to throw. Hit right when he.
J-Mo!
They say he was in motion of throwing it, and he shake it up, and Justin Moore blasted him back there.
J-Mo just looked, turned to his dad, and said, tastes like chicken.
Boy, he played last year, courageously hurt just about all year, and you see him shoot it there, and I mean, just shoot the gap and almost took the shoulder pads right off.
I mean, he went for rib meat there and got him some.
Well,
storm clouds moving in Diamond Dave.
Yep.
It's
I'll tell you, Lawson
as ugly as my high school prom date.
Lawson Man and Paul Schultze, and now it's lightning in the area. And I think
the referee saw it. We're going to have a 35-minute delay.
About just north of us, a cell has moved in, so that's going to have a game delay.
Mark the time.
And we'll mark the time right
7:44.
at 7:44. So it's going to be a delay here. Yep, we'll be back with you about 8:15. Let's take a 2-minute break, and we'll come back, and we'll stay right with you here on Worthy Road Studios, Facebook Live 105.3, and on the radio side 105.3. We'll stay with you there as well. And we'll come back, recap what's happened up to this point in time. 6:21 left here in the second stanza, and a lightning delay at TCA, the cell just north of 10 Windy City Road. Let's take a 2-minute break. We're back right after this on Fox Sports Jackson and 105.3.
Since
All right, girl.
Sports orthopedics and spine in Jackson.
30 minutes from each lightning bolt.
Sports injuries of all kinds of athletes at every level. Doctors Keith Nord, John Masterson, Nicholas Vance, Scott Johnson, Timothy Sweel, and Michael Pearson, the best team in medicine, provide world-class care focused on you. Get same-day
Well, we got to decide what we're going to do.
This team has many ties to Trinity Christian Academy, with several of their children attending and some having graduated. Find out more at sportsorthospine.us. We all love a success story, and here's one about KGT Trucking. That's Kimber Global Trucking. Kimber, wife Melody, and son Jackson thank the Lord for his blessings. You see, back in 2002, Kimber came off the road, and for the past 16 years, he's built a flatbed trucking company in Jackson with a fleet that serves 48 states. They travel all over the U.S., hauling steel, construction, and other building materials. They don't do a lot of traditional advertising at KGT Trucking, but they do love supporting the faculty, students, and parents of Trinity Christian Academy.
How are you? Congratulations on the job, man.
Johnson, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in Jackson for over 20 years, has assembled quite a team to help meet your insurance needs.
Hey, I'll come over with some matches.
Price and Ron Hamilton are West Tennesseans and can advise and recommend the very best coverage on auto, home, life, health, and retirement. Becky Thomas and Tammy Welch welcome your calls and will give you the prompt and professional quotes and services that you're expecting. Tony Johnson and his team are ready to help with Farm Bureau Insurance. Call 661-9233.
This is Tim Wilson, Executive Vice President of the Bank of Jackson. As the parent of 2 Trinity Christian Academy alumni, I'm especially pleased that our bank is a sponsor of TCA Athletics. The Bank of Jackson carries out its mission of providing great customer service, product innovation, and financial soundness through our ability to act quickly. All of our decisions are made here in Jackson. Stop by and find out what real community banking is all about. Your community, your bank, the Bank of Jackson. Member FDIC.
WTJK Humboldt Jackson is Fox Sports Jackson.
Now let's go back to the stadium for more Trinity Christian Academy football with Simon Dave McCulley and Stan Gillard.
Well, what's the old saying? A picture tells 1,000 words, and you get a good look at it. You folks that are watching tonight, courtesy of Worthy Road Studios, Paul Schultze and Lawson Mann, sponsored by Jackson State Community College, our live telecast on Fox Sports 105.3 live Facebook, and you folks listening on the radio side of it as well. You see it here, and we're told that the folks at Worthy Road tell us that they'll return with another Facebook Live when the game resumes. What we're going to do,
those of you back, hey, it just seemed like a second ago, if you're watching this on the tape delay on E+ TV6, for us here at the studio, or for us here at the game, it's been an hour and a half delay, but just a matter of minutes for you folks watching on E+ TV6.
Yeah, the teams have been warming up here for about 5 minutes. TCA down to our right. Jackson Christian about to come back on the field. It'll be 4th and 13.
Frankly, we're getting ready to go right now.
Yeah, the ball at the 17-yard line. This telecast on Fox Sports 105.3 Facebook Live is being brought to you by Jackson State Community College. Paul Schulte and Lawson Mann doing a great job. John Brailsford on the radio side. Coaches back up to the press box here. They scurry up top. Some of the fans have come back in the stands. Many left, I'm sure, watching, and many in their cars and vehicles and SUVs listening to us as well. Well, it will be Jackson Christian in the hole here, down 7-6, and they'll have to punt it.
Yeah, they're not in a punt formation. They're in a regular offensive formation. This is not a place for you to do a pooch kick.
Yeah, they've got, I think that's going to be back there, Stan, Seth Snyder to punt it.
Well, he's taking a short drop.
It is a short drop. And lightning to the north again. Hopefully it will stay the distance away from us. And here is the kick, a high, very short kick. And TCA is going to come out of this with great field position. That ball will scurry out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. 1st and 10, TCA up 7-6, 6-12. We're back underway here on 105.3.
And remember, when you lost your quarterback, Caden Clark, you also lost your all-state punter as well for Jackson Christian.
And again, we want to send along our thoughts and prayers to the Lewis family. Ryder Lewis, a member of this football team, passed away this summer in an accident on the lake. And certainly I'm sure this team and the coaching staff and school playing with heavy hearts. Hand off Edwards, big hole. 30-yard line, inside the 30, down to about the 27-yard line. He's going to pick up a good 7 yards. 2nd down and 3. Edwards having a good night, and the offensive line on the left side. Hole open that time by Eli Morris.
6 carries, 57 yards for the senior Ronald Edwards in his first ever varsity football start.
2nd down and 3. Ball at the 26.5, almost 27-yard line. Lane Lamberth in the shotgun. Man open. Nice. That's Riley Graves. Graves is going to score. Touchdown, TCA.
Two-play.
26-yard strike.
2-play, 34 yards in the drive of Graves with a 26-yard reception. And ladies and gentlemen, you just saw Lane Lamberth's first touchdown pass as an Eagle.
A great throw and a nice leaping catch by his receiver, Lopez, in to attempt the PAT. And it will be the holder, Lane Lamberth, who just threw the touchdown pass. Well, we went from 6:21 to 7:37. I'm not sure how that happened on the clock. 13-6. Snap back. Ball down. The kick up by Lopez. He is
good.
2 for 2, and it's a 14-6 game. The clock says 7:37. I don't think that's right. We'll be back after this 30-second message on 105.3.
Your first home is like this dream. The day you walk in, the sun seems to shine more brightly. The ceilings, they just seem taller. And you'll never fix that creaky floorboard because it sounds like comfort. What a hug would sound like if it made a sound. And that's when you realize you're home. Really, really home. Realize your dream with a home loan from
How did we go from 6:21 to 7:37?
SimmonsBank.com. Member
It's
FDIC,
magic.
Equal housing lender subject to credit approval.
Now let's go back to the stadium for more Trinity
Time
Christian
warp.
Academy football with Simon Dave McCulley and Stan Gillard.
2 positive plays, a run by Ronald Edwards, and then a nice 26-yard touchdown pass by Lane Lamberth to Riley Graves, who had a great year last year, offensively and defensively. And the Lions have an 8-point lead. And it will be to kick it away, Lopez, and the Eagles now trying to answer here, Stan, after TCA takes an 8-point margin.
And remember, his first kickoff boomed it into the end zone, getting set for another one here.
Here's Hearns back to receive this kick. Line drive, and it will go over, and that's a second touchback he's had tonight. Remember Holsinger last year, who's at Harding, remarkable percentage of touchbacks, and that's a great weapon on special teams.
An excellent, excellent weapon when you can always pin your opponent back to the 20 And that's a great luxury at the high school level you don't often see. Remember, there are teams in this town that don't even practice the extra point. There are teams in West Tennessee that don't even go for extra points because they can't find anybody that can kick the ball 20 yards.
No doubt. Big hello to our good buddy Glenn Hayes, celebrating a birthday today. I failed to tell him that when I talked to him personally during the break. Coach, I apologize. 39 again today. Joyce Hayes, his lovely wife, and Mariah McKenty, the lovely girlfriend of Drew Hayes. Big hello to all those three lovely people who I love.
Pressure.
There's a pass and incomplete. And now pass interference. That pass intended to Zach Simpson, and they say pass interference got there before the ball stand.
That's going to be on Mitch Sisk. And
with the replay, we'll be able to see for ourselves here. And the fans not happy here on the near side.
Yeah, the official saw it from the backside, or what he thought. We'll see if we get the replay here.
Yep. Here it is, the replay coming up for you folks watching the game. And we'll tell you, your radio folks.
Oh, that's boom, boom.
And pretty close. I'm not sure.
Boom, boom.
Unless he got that left arm in that we were blinded by the body from. I'm not sure. First down. Doesn't matter what we think anyway. The ball's at the 35-yard line.
In defense of the official, he was shielded.
1st and 10. And Walker Ray, the freshman quarterback's played well. Cocks the arm, throws it into coverage, but it's caught. Great catch by Simpson. He's at midfield. He's in TCA territory at the 46-yard line. Nice throw, but even a great catch in traffic by Simpson, who's a very nice-looking athlete.
Two receptions, 21 yards. And Dave, if you'll notice, the quarterback facing a lot of pressure, and he's standing in there and making the throws. But this pressure is a tackle by Coleman there.
Yeah, Addison, nice tackle, wrapped him around and got him to the turf.
But if you really look, we're starting to get some pressure, and that's eventually going to get to him.
48-yard line. They did that a couple of times, Stan. Remember the one interception that Eli Morris picked off earlier. 7 minutes left here in the second. Clock running. Handoff Hearns. Hit. Addison Coleman wraps him up. First guy there, though. Coleman got him around the chest area. First guy there appeared to be Garrett Bond.
Garrett Bond, G on the tackle for TCA. G.
You've got all the nicknames the TCA.
Oh yeah, look at that. Bam, Coleman, and number 59. That is
Garrett Bond.
G. Garrett Bond on the tackle for TCA. Love having this crystal clear replay from the production studios of Worthy Road Studios.
Paul and Lawson do a great job. Dr. Mike Cobb, he's in his scrubs tonight. Came right from over at the hospital.
And it wasn't giving me a new knee or shoulder either.
2nd down and 10 at the 48. Lightning from a distance across the way. Flash bulbs over there as well.
We've got a mismatch here outright. We've got to rotate somebody over.
Yep, 3-on-2 over here. But they look right, throw right, and not a good pass as he threw that one to Brooks. Probably, I'm not sure that was not, in retrospect, a good play, though, because TCA had great coverage down there. Out on that coverage that time was Harrison Freeman, also dropping back J-Mo, Justin Moore, from his linebacker position.
Yeah, but that's something, Dave, you got to see if you're a Jackson Christian coach. You brought trips out there, and we only had 2 on the coverage.
Actually, Corey Curry did a good job with that play. Well, it's 3rd down and 10 from the TCA 48. TCA leads the game 14-6 as we approach the 6-minute mark. Back to pass it, Ray. Walker, Ray throws it, incomplete. And the Jackson Christian bench, really, really upset. Coach Palmer motioning that he wants a flag thrown and didn't get the call. 4th down and 10.
Well, quite frankly, as we're going to watch it on the instant replay here as the pass, and it was really hard. He may have lost his footing there. That was probably closer to a pass interference than the other play was.
You folks watching, that's Coach Palmer, the one dancing the two-step over there. 4th down and 10 at the 48.
And they're going for it inside TCA territory.
I'm still trying to figure out. The lightning delay came at 6:2. That might have been 8:28. One of the bulbs may have been out, so I apologize. 8:28, I assume, is what it was. Because we're at the 6:02 mark now.
Either that or we're in a time warp.
Yep. No, I don't need to be in a time warp. Doubles each way. Walker Ray, the freshman quarterback.
Bad snap.
Loses his snap. It was a bad snap. Falls down on it back at the Jackson Christian 43-yard line. And it's going to be a big play there. A mistake by the Eagles gives TCA great field position at the Eagle 43-yard line.
That's the second bad snap. Boy, TCA had one that cost us 21 yards. A bad snap cost Ray the ball there. It's 1st and 10 for TCA inside JC territory. What about the 42-yard line, is it? 43?
We'll call it 43. 1st and 10 there. They run the sweep, the jet sweep here with Davis. Cuts it back inside at the cash. He's at the 35 to the 30 and out of bounds at about the 29-yard line. He's going to pick up, stand a flag on the play back near the 40-yard line, holding on the line.
Yeah, he's going to end up with about 4 yards on that play officially. He's got 5 carries and 26 yards, but that's going to jack us back from the spot of the foul, and we'll replay the down.
We're going to turn our mics down a little bit, Stan. Report from Bill saying we're over-modulating a little bit. We'll turn that down, see if that's better. Chip Thomas is tuned in, Ernest Harper, Bill Hamlin, Keith Cunningham, Jerry Taylor-Fugel. Jerry's listening all the way down in Louisiana. They know what lightning storms are down there. 14-6, 5:45 left here. First down now after the hole. First and about 19. Lambert looks, throws, got a man open and threw it a little bit behind that time. He had Samuel Jennings open, but he threw it behind him. Jennings tried to turn his body and could not get around in time. Incomplete. Second down and 19.
Yeah, if you looked at Jackson Christian here, they only put a 3-man rush on, and we found a gap there. Jennings had the gap at the 32-yard line, but just a little thrown behind him. And that timing is going to get there. Remember, this is Lambert's first time playing the quarterback position, so he's still got to get his timing down as well.
Yeah, I thought before the lightning storm he found his rhythm a little bit. It's going to be now second down and 19.
It can throw you off the delay.
At the 49-yard line. Lambert, Lane looks, throws, dropped. Had Mitch Sisk open, and Mitch will be the first to tell you he's a good little receiver, but could not hold on that time. And Jackson Christian got a break because he found a seam right over the middle, and incomplete, just dropped it.
I mean, that was back to the original line of scrimmage before he would turn and ran there, and he could have probably gotten 5-6 more if he had broke one. We had the first down, but third down and long for TCA. Obvious passing situation here.
5:29 left here in this second quarter. Lambert throws over the middle. Sisk couldn't hold on that time. He saw, I think, Brooks coming right at him. Got his hands on it, but cannot hold on. It's going to be fourth down and 19. So what looked to be a promising situation at the 43-yard line of Jackson Christian after they had the snafu on the snap. But 3 plays later, and a penalty really hurt TCA in that series of plays, put them behind the 8 ball, and now I think they're going to have Lopez is going to come out and punt the ball.
Yeah, Juwan, he handed the kicking ball to the official. He should have handed it to one of the line judges, but we got it straightened out.
And it will be Lopez standing around his 37-yard line to punt it away. Boy, there's a lightning bolt there. Hope the officials didn't see that. Good snap back to him. Sidesteps this way. Kicks it back over toward the left. A high floater. Takes a nice TCA bounce. We'll roll inside the 25, inside the 20, and down at the 19-yard line.
30-yard kick for Joao Lopez, and it's going to be first and 10 for Jackson Christian at the JC 19-yard line, right smack dab in the middle of the field.
One of my favorite people in the world is watching and listening tonight, David Lee Lytle Jr.
Sir David.
Known as
Get Buckets.
Get Buckets. And the lovely daughter, Bryn, athletic ability and good looks from her mom.
The Chester County USJ game has been suspended and will not be finished.
What was the score of that game?
It was tied.
Tied. So they've called it at McClellan Road and not playing it over there, although we're playing here. And right now, no imminent threat, I think. The Lightning still back to the north. Again, the hour and 15-minute lightning delay coming at about the 7:40 mark, I think we said, Stan.
Yeah, and we've had a 5-yard penalty walk-off against Jackson Christian.
And an hour and 15 minutes later, we're back to play here, and TCA scored a touchdown since that. 5:13 left in the second. We're after 9 o'clock. This is Fox Sports Radio and foxsportsradio.com. Walker Ray, the freshman quarterback, and now another flag. Yeah, let's see what that's about.
That's thrown by the white hat.
Yep. Going to be delay of game. Illegal substitution is what he called there.
Well.
Something that Stan never does on his brims route. Illegal substitutions.
Depends on who you talk to.
I set you up perfectly for that.
A few months ago, they were trying to invent things on me.
Gina Vincent Thompson, thanks so much for the nice compliment. One receiver each way. Hearns, the back behind Walker Ray, pitches it to the little guy. He comes to the near side looking for a block and gets a little bit of one and scoots his way and staggers his way up to about the 18. Nice little run by the little guy. Got about 9 yards, Stan.
Well, that was Obet Hearns.
Yeah, that was Obet.
He picked up 9 on that play.
He spells it O-B-E-D.
10 carries, 39, and a touchdown. He's had 26 yards in one play, though, Dave.
14-6. Philip Robertson getting all of his money tonight. Paid the big bucks here at TCA anyway. He's doing the filming right in front of us.
Talking on his cell phone, too.
He is a man that can multitask. I can't do that. Looked like the receiver may have left a little early, but I guess not. Pass complete and then caught. That pass caught by Zach Simpson and then hit immediately. Nice play by one Riley Graves. You know, last year, Stan, I kept saying with 5 interceptions, why were people throwing at Riley Graves? People did it all year, and he burned them for most of the year.
And Riley, great pressure that I didn't catch you. That was on TCA from the left sideline, putting great pressure.
Textbook tackle by Riley Graves as well.
And Graves covers him like gravy on some mashed potatoes.
You do that at Jack's every Saturday morning, don't you? Do receivers far side right.
I'm not much on gravy.
Pitch back, Hearns has it and hit 2 or 3 times in the backfield and comes out of there and gets up to about the 24 and will be up into there, and it's going to be 4th down.
And really what you want to do on that play there, it's an ugly-looking toss sweep, and it's a delayed.
And Addison Coleman, last guy to get up, he is around the ball every time. Chilcutt made the play there, turning him back inside.
Yeah, did a nice job. That's what you want to do. 51, turn that play inside and let your interior linemen and linebackers clean up, as we did Coleman and company on the tackle.
14-6, 3:28 left here in the second. The officials watching the skies as they watch this game as well. Lightning still in the area from time to time, but it is, they think, a distant lighting and heat lighting. So we're trying to play it out here, folks. The kick, not a very good one that time by Seth Snyder. So about the side of his foot, although he does get some yardage and up to the 42. So TCA a moment ago had it at the 43. Could not convert and make anything happen. Now they'll have it at the 42-yard line of Jackson Christian with 2:58 until the half, and they'll have it 14-6 they lead. And Stan, you can't let, this is like leaving runners on in baseball. You got to convert these kind of plays.
Ball's going to be at the 43-yard line, far side hash. TCA needs to take advantage. 2:58 to go in the first half. TCA with a 14-6 lead.
Lambeth in the shotgun. Drops back. Edwards stays in and blocks for him. Pass complete. It's caught this time, and that's going to be Jennings catching it. And they knock him down at the 34-yard line.
Going to be a pickup of about 8 for Samuel Jennings.
Jennings really built well for a receiver, isn't he?
He is, and he's got some leaping ability as well. If he can get some other issues under control, he can remain a valuable asset.
Yeah, 6'2", 180. Yeah, he adds to the weaponry already. 3 receivers far side left. 1 here to the near side is Jennings. Lambert in the shotgun. Hands it off. That's going to be Edwards. Edwards dashes his way for the first down, scoots his way, slices his way to the 29-yard line, and it's going to be a first down. A first down being brought to you by Clement Transmission and Record Service.
Our 5th Jim and Connie Clement first down of the game. Edwards unofficially 7 carries, 64 yards. I really like Ronald Edwards when he runs the football north and south like he is there. He is almost a baby Goldsmith, if you will.
Nice tackle there, wrapping him up. Zach Simpson. 1st and 10. Lambeth, not a deep drop. Now they flush him out of the pocket. He's running in the near side, throws a little air ball, a little floated to Davis. Couldn't come up with it. Incomplete. 2nd down and 10.
That was good. A good decision there by Lambeth. You saw, and we got a flag on the field. That's probably going to be holding.
Yeah, where that is. It's 99 times out of 100 holding.
But it doesn't negate the good decision by Lambert there. Stayed in the pocket as long as he could, and then got out there, and the little dump pass, which was your dump-off play to Davis there. Nice job and a smart play.
Our good buddy Bradley McCoy is watching the game tonight. If you're watching it, just tap us for a note there. We'll get your name on the radio. Bradley, he's an accomplished radio guy.
He's got a noontime show on 93.1.
He and John do a great job. Station. Yeah, 93.1.
WTJS.
Fox Sports Jackson 105.3, our sister station. Of course, let's don't leave out John Blankenship and the gang up in Humboldt.
Yeah. And their first broadcast is tomorrow night against Milan.
Working with it now, Lambert in the shotgun. And running the little curl pattern that time, caught by Graves, but he falls down and maybe picks up a yard or two to the 40, and that's about it.
2 carries, 29 yards. Lambert fought some pressure on that play. If we could catch a replay on that, you're going to see the pressure coming at Lambert. Here's the replay. Pressure outside, quick release, curl back in. Nice, about a yard and a half pickup on the play.
Paul Schultz and Lawson, man, they're big league folks with Worthy Road Studios. Lambert on the big 3rd down play. Throws it down there to Graves, incomplete. You don't see Riley miss many. He thinks he should have caught it. And in retrospect, he probably should have, but he's sort of tapping his helmet. He's not happy that time because normally he catches that football, doesn't he?
It's going to come.
Incomplete.
This is a good, still needs a little bit of footwork. Ball a little overthrown, but that's one Riley says, I should have had dog.
And they'll go for it. 4th down and, what does it stand? 18 yards. 4th and 18, but they're at the 42-yard line, actually around the 41.
More than that. It's more than 18. 4th and about 24.
Here is Lambert dropping back, stepping back up in the pocket, launches, throws, got Davis
one
down here, and incomplete. Nice defensive play. The ball stayed in the air just a tad too long, and knocking it down there. Nice play. That was, who was that, number 10? Is that Graham Scott that knocked that away?
I don't know. That was an outstanding
great defensive play
effort there, and maybe we'll see that here coming back. Lambert back to pass looking, does a nice job stepping up, kind of throws off the back foot there, and a great job. That would have been 6 without the great play by number 10, Graham
I'll tell you
Scott.
what, though, even though that was incomplete, Lane Lambert really showed me something there. He really made a wise decision, stepped up, and threw a nice ball.
He's got a good pocket presence.
Now here comes the rain. It's really beginning to pour. A kick, and it's going to be fielded down there by Snyder at about the 8. He's to the 10, to the 15, and knocked down there. Addison Coleman on special teams does his magic again. That kid can really play some football. And the rain peltering down here at the Lions' lair.
I tell you, I'm behind some glass, and I can't see it, but if you're watching on TV, it's coming a flood right now. Noah's Ark's firing up right now. But hey, as long as we don't see the bolts, let's play ball. We're going to play ball. Great tackle by Addison Coleman.
Yeah, that was Peyton Tinsley who brought it back as well. Well, 1st and 10, ball at the 21-yard line. Jackson Christian trying to erase this 8-point deficit.
And all through the lightning delay, we never had any rain.
Nope.
Couple of drops.
Beginning to come down now, though. Walker Ray, the freshman quarterback, in the pocket, stands and hurls it, and almost picked off. Riley Graves almost had that. Good coverage by Graves and Ben Matlock. What's Ben's nickname again, you tell me?
Spider Monkey.
Spider Monkey. That's an interesting nickname.
That ball may have been tipped.
Yeah, Diamond Dave seems to come off the lips a little bit better. Or Indiana Stan.
Yeah.
Spider Monkey?
That ball, I don't know if we can get one more replay on that, but that ball may have been tipped there.
Paul says, look, man, it's bad weather. Don't ask for too much tonight. 14-6 your score. Well, look at that. I'm right on cue. He comes back up with it. See if that ball was tipped on the replay.
No, just barely maybe.
Barely. But what happened was he had to throw the ball a little bit out of sync that time because of the on-rushing Lion. 4-man front for the Lions, actually a 5-man front. Handoff Hearns. There's Chilcutt. I told Chilcutt during the break how well he was playing, and he grabs him around the ankles, and the runner able to move forward for a couple of yards, and now timeout TCA. 3rd down and 10. The ball where? It's going to be right at about the 24. It's going to be 3rd down and about 7. Ronnie Maxwell tuned in tonight. We appreciate that. Timeout on the field. Let's take a quick 30. We're back right after this. 14-6, 54 seconds in a lightning delayed game here in the second quarter. Stay with us on Fox Sports 105.3.
Hertz Seed Company in Halls credits teamwork for their success.
Bill sent me a message that we're overmodulating. Said it was distorted. I didn't think so.
Today, brothers Trey and Ray Hertz appreciate the hard-working, dedicated employees they consider and treat as
listen
family.
Online.
Several
I don't hear it
family
online.
children and grandchildren attend Trinity and help promote teamwork in TCA's athletic program. Hertz Seed Company, wholesalers and processors of soybeans and wheat, working closely with the agricultural community of West Tennessee to produce quality seeds. Teamwork in action. Let's go, Lions. Now let's go back to the stadium for more Trinity Christian Academy football with Simon Dave McCulley and Stan Gillard.
3rd down and 8 from the 23-yard line. High snap. They have in the Wildcat this time Snyder. Snyder runs it, goes right, now reverses, comes back this way. TCA's got him hemmed in and tackles him with authority. Back for a loss. Snyder nowhere to go. Chilcutt again there. Also Garrett Bond. Also Morris. And also back there too on the blitz was Mitch Sisk. Nowhere to go. And now it's a timeout again by TCA. They're trying to reserve this clock with 44 seconds in the half, leading 14-6. Force a punt, come out with good field position. They've had it twice inside the 45-yard line, the last 2 possessions of Jackson Christian, and could not convert, Stan.
Yeah, might get the opportunity if you can force the punt here to throw a home run ball. It's a 4th and about 14 here, and we're going to see what happens. Remember, they've had struggles punting the ball. Remember, your all-state punter for Jackson Christian School went down with that knee injury. Caden Clark in the Jamboree, your starting quarterback. It's a double whammy for the Eagles. You lose your quarterback and your all-state punter as well. And
Lee Williams Miller listening tonight, watching.
I think they found a quarterback answer but we haven't found a playing answer for the Eagles.
I don't want to tell anyone, but, boy, that was a lightning bolt I saw just a few minutes ago. Now the lightning sort of picking up again, although the rain has subsided. And people in their rain gear, umbrellas here tonight, and back there to punt it for the Eagles.
And the cowbell's coming.
Snyder. Snyder, under the circumstances, a pretty good punt. Rolls up across the 45 and will be near midfield. And for the third straight time, TCA is going to have the ball in Jackson Christian territory. The good news for the Lions, they have the ball at the 49. The bad news, only 36 seconds left in the half. And Stan, I'm just wondering out loud here whether we will even have a halftime or they'll just keep trying to play.
You'll have to have a little bit of a half. You could see a shortened half. You could see a shortened second half as well.
I know at the college level a couple of times in this case, they cranked it back up in about 2 minutes and said, let's go.
And folks, you know, I want to say something. If you're take a listen, dial 605-468-5762, a nice crystal clear signal on the cell phone listening to this ball game tonight.
Lane, Lambert back there in the shotgun. Drops, plenty of protection. Nice play by the offensive line, keeping him alive. Now he is flushed out of there and throws it incomplete. Tried to find Davis around the 30-yard line. Jackson Christian has done a really good job on Kevin Davis tonight, knowing where he is at all times. They had 3 guys floating over here near the area. Lane looking at Davis a little bit. And Lambert again showing good poise at times, Stan.
Yeah.
If his receiver couldn't catch it, though, no one else was.
I would like seeing Kevin Davis maybe come back towards his receiver or towards his quarterback just a little bit and give Lambert a little help. Plus, it would have opened him up a little bit here.
Both teams playing tonight. Caden Clark out with an injury for Jackson Christian. Of course, Matt Spurgeon out. Suffered an injury.
Blitz.
In a tubing accident. Here's the handoff. Edwards, 45. Edwards ducks his head. Bang! He's hit hard at the 41, but gets about a good 8 yards. Edwards lowered his head that time, and defense waiting on him that time was Andrew Hughes and others, but Edwards almost became the punisher. 3 wide outs, far side left. 1 here to the near side is Jennings. Edwards back in the backfield with Lambert. Lane, and that's going to be illegal motion. There was people moving all well before that ball was snapped.
I remember one time you and me were doing a Lambuth game, and some team, you know, they moved back. You go, that's backfield motion. I remember without breaking a sweat, just looked at you. Baby, you know that's against the rules. From the old song from the early 70s, late 60s.
14-6. Lee Thompson tuned in tonight. Scott Davis, Davis, Tim Wilson listening from the bank. Appreciate the Bank of Jackson support. Lee Thompson, we mentioned Steve Hamilton out in Surprise, Arizona. We're going to keep it here. 2 seconds left here in the half. Stan, right now, no doubt, you throw the Hail Mary. 3rd and 7 at the 46.
Jump
just
play.
Toss it up there and see if someone can run under and catch it.
Well,
a la Florida against Tennessee last year.
I wouldn't, get the ball, James down the sideline with Kevin Davis trailing.
Yep. And again, a big hello to Coach Hayes and
razzle dazzle.
Yeah, no doubt. Glad you're aboard tonight. TCA on the road next week at Fed Academy down in Somerville. I will not be with Stan. Stan will make that trip by his lonesome. And we'll be with Bethel next Thursday night, a night game on the campus here at Bethel. See a lovely shot if you're watching the game of the lovely Trinity cheerleaders. And we've seen a lot of shots of the Jackson Christian kids as well. Great support staffs by both schools. 2 great schools. I saw Jason Shelton, the new AD down there, former Freed Hardeman coach and Chester County coach. Some of the crowd has stepped back in. A lot of people left, but we've got quite a few that have returned after the lightning delay.
Blitz.
They come with a blitz, and Lambert's going to try to run his way out of that. He's going to hustle and now try to square up and throw it, and cocks it down there and throws it as hard and high as he can, and Graves ran under it but couldn't come up with it, and that ends your half. Your score at halftime, TCA 14, Jackson Christian 6, lightning delay game. We'll come back after a 2-minute message, sort it out at halftime, and get ready for the second half after this 2-minute message on Fox Sports 105.3. I think I just saw him say put 5 minutes up.
We've been around since 1962, offering services for both boys and girls.
Don't go to the locker room.
And one thing you may not know is that we are a Christ-centered residential treatment facility for substance abuse for adolescents. So if you know of a family who is dealing with a child that is suffering through addiction, we may be able to help. Give us a call, 731-988-5251, or check us out on the web at youthtown.net.
In football, if you focus on the fundamentals like blocking, tackling, and work extremely hard, then you have a pretty good chance of winning the game.
45,
Hello, I am
55,
Jason Robertson with First Bank.
65,
From commercial
66.
loans to online banking, we have the services you need and are prepared to work hard for you. We are your friends and neighbors and are ready to give you the attention that you deserve. First Bank, first in experience, first in service, and first in convenience. We want to be your bank. First Bank, where you matter most. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Chuck Buell with Robinson Toyota. I'm a Trinity parent and a sales consultant here at Robinson Toyota. Do you want a different kind of car
We
buying
believe the number
experience?
of numbers
If you do,
that
come see me at
are
Robinson
saying something
Toyota.
about the game.
Colossians 3:23 says, whatever you do it enthusiastically. It's something done for the Lord and not men. I strive to do that every day. Just ask all the Trinity families that have bought cars from me in the past 2 years. Come see me, Chuck Buell at Robinson Toyota, for a different kind of car buying experience.
Here's TCA Booster Club President Greg
Boy.
Fuller.
The TCA Booster Club's mission is to promote and support all of the athletic programs by uniting parents, students, coaches, faculty, and staff, working together as one community to train young champions for Christ. This year's officers also include Greg Maxfield, Jennifer Cunningham, Scott and Katie Eaglin, and Jenny Gray. Thank you to these officers, our members, and our corporate sponsors for graciously supporting the athletic programs at Trinity Christian Academy. Go Lions!
WTJK Humboldt-Jackson is Fox Sports Jackson.
Now let's go back to the stadium for more Trinity Christian Academy football with Simon Dave McCulley and Stan Gerard.
We're at halftime, and they did go with the 15 minutes. So we have about 13 minutes before we resume play. Welcome back, everybody. Dave McCulley, Stan Gerard. You're listening tonight on Fox Sports Jackson 105.3 and foxsportsjackson.com. You can tune in also by just calling a phone number, 605-468-5762. And tonight, Facebook Live at 105.3. You're watching courtesy of Worthy Road Studios. Paul Schulte and Lawson Mann in the gang. John Brelsford's our producer and director on the radio side. Our executive producer and director of TCA Athletics is one Tom Mapes. But welcome back, everybody. Dave McCulley, Stan Gerard. We'll recap the scoring for you. Some stats here in a minute. Lightning delay and Stan here at 9:30. We're just at halftime, but all in all, we understand now more cells are moving in. So you've got the weather radar over there. Hopefully that will scoot by us.
Looking at the weather radar, the cell that originally called this game is almost to Camden right now. That cell is, as we said in the racing business, it's haul and tail. There's another cell northwest of Brownsville. It's in between Covington and Brownsville area, southeast of Ripley. It is just kind of, there's a big red blob, and to be honest with you, it's just been kind of festering there for the last half hour or so. Man, somebody in between Brownsville and Covington is getting some serious rain, because that cell has remained red and it is absolutely just not moving. So it's not a real effect. I'm not seeing any movement on that one towards us, and nothing else really tracking our way. But that cell that stopped this game is almost to Camden as we speak now. It's a really weird kind of how these cells move a little bit, Diamond Dave.
It certainly is. Hey, fans, don't forget, we've got a new show. I say it's new. We've been on a couple of months. Every Monday night. Stan always listens. I appreciate that. But we come your way with Diamond Dave Sports every Monday night from 5 to 7 on Jackson, Fox Sports Jackson, 105.3. Also, all the other ways that you can listen to this game. You can listen to that show as well. We talk local and national sports. For example, this coming Monday night, we'll have Coach Blake Butler on. We had him on the other night. Also, Coach Burrows from Lane's going to be on. We're going to cover Lane on the affiliates as well, so we look forward to that. But we talk local sports, national sports. That's Diamond Dave Sports every Monday night from 5 to 7 here on Fox Sports Jackson 105.3. Stan, you've got some stats here at halftime.
Yeah, let's take a look at the stats again from the first half, and then we'll go to the Youth Town scoreboard and take a look at statewide for TCA. Leading rusher, Ronald Edwards, 8 carries, 72 yards. Kevin Davis, 5 carries, 26 yards and a score. Lamberth, 3 carries, -8. 21 of those negative yards were on that first play snap over his head, but he's got positive rushes of 9 and 4. Coleman, 2 rushes, 15 yards, very effective. Receiving, Davis, 2 for 16. Graves, 2 for 29. James, 1 for 8. And Smith, 1 for -2. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. Statewide, this scoreboard update brought to you by Youth Town of Tennessee, Pepper Pratt, the executive director. We have a final Oak Ridge over Hardin Valley, 23-7. Johnson County defeats Sullivan East 14-0. Sullivan North over Sullivan Central, a 30-20. That's a final. Alcoa defeats Grace Christian Knoxville 49-0. Chattanooga Central, they put some points on the board there over Walker Valley 40-28. A tight ball game, and this one has gone final as well. Harriman over Kingston 24-21. Tennessee over Knox Central 19-16. These are all finals. Meigs County, a Class 2A Power 47-7 over Sweetwater. Midway over Rockwood 6-0. That's final as well. Northview Academy over West Green 42-20. At the half, last score we had, Shelbyville leads Tullahoma 24-13. And our game here at the half, it's TCA 14, Jackson Christian 6. In Division II, Baylor leads Notre Dame in the first quarter at 21-7. That'd be a good game in the college aspect, Baylor and Notre Dame as well. The Chester County USJ game last we had was 7-all, I believe, and that game we've gotten word has been canceled.
Called, yes.
That game will not be played.
Yep, not be replayed or resumed, yep.
That is a look at the scoreboard from around the Tennessee. Those scores brought to you by Youth Town of Tennessee. Pepper Pratt and the gang remind you that all TCA scoring brought to you by First Bank. Jim and Kai Clement bringing you our first downs as well. And we'll go to a break and we'll come back and we'll cover all those great sponsors for you of TCA football and basketball all season long as we give you complete coverage right here on Fox Sports Jackson 105.3. A 2-minute timeout, and we're back.
Lunchtime, you're hungry, we know how you feel. Your mouth wants Little Caesars, and your wallet wants steel. 4 slices of deep dish and a soda for you. Hot and ready for $5, and this is what you do. Bite, dip, that's what makes the combo. Bite, dip, to the deep dish combo mambo.
I like that commercial.
Little Caesars lunch combo, hot and ready 11 to 2 p.m. at participating locations plus tax.
I had my doubts when corporate hired GOAT to work in my department, but it's been great until I lost my Regions personal check card. Unauthorized use! I was like, guys, relax. Regions Lock It lets me lock and unlock my Regions personal cards for online, in-store, or ATM transactions. Regions Lock It is the GOAT.
Open a Regions checking, credit, or now card account with new Lock It. It's secure, easy to use, and customizable. Regions. Member FDIC. Your mobile carrier's messaging and data fees may apply.
Always dependable. Clement Automatic Transmission and Record Service. Owners Jim and Connie Clement have been in business since 1979, building a reputation based on integrity and Christian principles, specializing in foreign and domestic transmission repair. Monday through Friday, 8 to 5:30, and 24-hour emergency record service. Local and long distance, damage-free towing, lockout service, and jump starts. Located 3846 Brownsville Highway in Jackson. Every time, depend on Clement Automatic Transmission and Record Service. 422-6356. At Sports Orthopedics and Spine in Jackson, their team of highly trained physicians utilize state-of-the-art facilities and techniques to restore your health and mobility. They treat every kind of orthopedic injury and condition, offering world-class care. And here's something unique today: same-day appointments. 4 orthopedic surgeons, a primary care sports medicine physician, and a doctor of chiropractics forms the best team in medicine, maximizing comfort and convenience, minimizing cost. Find out more at sportsorthospine.us. Now let's go back to the stadium for more Trinity Christian Academy football with Simon Dave McCully and Stan Gillard.
We will continue with the U-Town football scoreboard. We'll look at a couple of baseball scores. Cardinals trying to keep a 9-game winning streak alive to go to 10, but they're trailing with 1 out in the bottom of the ninth to the Nationals 5-4. Phillies lead the Mets in the second game of a doubleheader 9-4. That's after the Mets had 3 touchdowns and a field goal and won the earlier game 24-4. Blue Jays and Royals scoreless in the first. Tigers and Twins 10-7 Twins over the Tigers in the 6th. Angels lead the Rangers 6-5. Mets, we mentioned a moment ago. Let's see. Diamondbacks and the Padres 5-0. Diamondbacks over the Padres. We mentioned Steve Hamilton listening out in Surprise, Arizona. Rays beat my Yankees. They must have cheated to beat them 3-1. And the Cubs, Stan's Cubs won today 1-0 over Pittsburgh. Stan, what do you expect in this second half? TCA leading 14-6. And if memory serves me correct, it seems like in a way it was 5 minutes ago, and it seemed like a week ago. It will be Jackson Christian receiving the second half kickoff, I believe.
It will be Jackson Christian to receive the kick here in the second half. JC is they've had 3 or 4 decent plays offensively, but they have sputtered, to be real honest with you. And one thing that I have noticed, Dave, TCA starting to get some pressure on the quarterback. Now I've got to give Jackson Christian quarterback Walker Ray some props. He's a freshman throwing into the fire.
Played really well.
He has played really well. He has stood in the pocket and completed some passes and taken some abuse. I like it when a quarterback stands tall in the pocket. He has been able to move a little bit when needed, but I think he's shown himself well, and he's got a good core of receivers to work with. Snyder, 44 yards and 4 receptions. Brooks, 1 reception for 31. Simpson, a couple for 21. He's the veteran of the group. Tinsley had a 14-yarder early in the game, so when he's able to get some time and complete the ball, his receivers have done good things for him. The problem is, Dave McCulley, we're starting to get some pressure on him from the outside. One thing you'll also see out of Jackson Christian in their running game, our defensive ends are doing a great job and turning everything back to the inside. We're getting out on those edges, and we're covering that play and forcing it back inside. Middle linebacker and the interior lineman doing a great job cleaning up on all the plays, and we've really limited the Jackson Christian running game to under 40 yards rushing. Obet Hearns with 42 yards unofficially on 12 carries. Ray and another runner have combined for -10, so about 32 yards net rushing for the Eagles of Jackson Christian here tonight, and most of that's due to the fine play of our defensive ends turning everything inside.
You see about 3 minutes before we resume play. Let's sneak in another break. Before we do that, let's say hello to Joey Jones again. He's checked in with us. Also, Janet Cardle-Bryant, a good buddy of ours. Joey Williams is watching, and Manny Perez is tuned in tonight as well. They're watching and listening here tonight.
Perez, that's like a baseball player.
105.3, and Worthy Road Studios making it possible on Facebook Live on 105.3 as well. Let's take another 2-minute break, and when we come back, second half about to come your way. 14-6, TCA leads the game. Jackson Christian will have it to begin the second half. Back up to this on 105.3.
In football, if you block and tackle better than the other team and work extremely hard, you have a pretty good chance of winning the game. Hello, I'm Curtis Mansfield with First Bank. To commercial loans to online banking, we have the services you need and are prepared to work hard for you. We are your friends and neighbors and are ready to give you the attention that you deserve. First Bank, first in experience, first in service, first in convenience. We want to be your bank. First Bank, where you matter most. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
First Bank, a proud sponsor of TCA football.
This is Chuck Fugel with Robinson Toyota. I'm a Trinity parent and a sales consultant here at Robinson Toyota. Do you want a different kind of car buying experience? If you do, come see me at Robinson Toyota. Colossians 3:23 says, whatever you do, do it enthusiastically. It's something done for the Lord and not men. I strive to do that every day. Just ask all the Trinity families that have bought cars from me in the past 2 years. Come see me, Chuck Fugel at Robinson Toyota, for a different kind of car buying experience.
Here's TCA Booster Club President Craig Fuller.
The TCA Booster Club's mission is to promote and support all of the athletic programs by uniting parents, students, coaches, faculty, and staff, working together as one community to train young champions for Christ. This year's officers also include Greg Maxfield, Jennifer Cunningham, Scott and Katie Yaglin, and Jenny Gray. Thank you to these officers, our members, and our corporate sponsors for graciously supporting the athletic programs at Trinity Christian Academy. Go Lions!
Lunchtime, you're hungry, we know how you feel. Your mouth wants Little Caesars, and your wallet wants steel. 4 slices of beef dishes and soda for you. Hot and ready for $5, and this is what you do. Bite, dip. That's what makes the combo. Bite, dip, the deep dish combo mambo. For lunch,
Pizza. Little Caesars lunch combo. Hot and ready 11 to 2 p.m. at participating locations plus tax.
Now let's go back to the stadium for more Trinity Christian Academy football with Simon Dave McCulley and Stan Gerard.
We are honored tonight, all you folks that are watching and listening. Brian Pearson, great buddy of ours. Dr. Pearson, the dentist, former Jackson Christian quarterback and Lambuth quarterback. I still remember his number. He wore number 8. Thanks, Brian, for the nice note a moment ago. Stan, you've got to look at some of the great folks that make it possible for people to watch and listen to TCA football?
Well, first, we'd like to thank those who are sponsoring the video cast of this game. Jackson State Community College sponsoring this broadcast, along with Worthy Road Studios and the folks at E-Plus TV6. Sponsors of TCA Athletics on Fox Sports Jackson 105.3 all season long, whether it be football or basketball, include First Bank, Robinson Toyota, Clement Transmission and Record Service, the TCA Booster Club, Youth Town of Tennessee, KGT Trucking, Little Caesars Pizza, The Grove Clinics, Regions Bank, Jackson Surgical Associates, Voya Financial Services, White & Associates, The Carpenter Agency, the Bank of Jackson, one of our new sponsors this year, Tony Johnson, Madison County Farm Bureau agent, another new sponsor, Hurt Seed Company in Halls, Tennessee. Thanks to Trey and Ray Hurt for being a sponsor this year. Another new sponsor, Dr. Keith Nord, the founder of Sports, Orthopedic, and Spine, and returning for their second season. They came on board during basketball last season. Glad to have them along for the full ride this year. Billy Wilhite and the folks at Simmons Bank. 17 sponsors for TCA Athletics this year, which remind you they are sponsoring TCA Athletics on Fox Sports Jackson 105.3, online streaming at foxsportsjackson.com, or on the phone number. Hey, it's a crystal clear signal and really only about a 2-second delay from the action. So if you're wanting to listen to play-by-play, you can call on the phone. It's about a 2-second delay at 605-468 5762.
Thank goodness I'm staying in Jackson tomorrow morning. 1:31 before we kick it off here. Big hello to Teresa Whitehead. Teresa always listens to us. We appreciate that ever so much. And Jim MacArthur, good buddy of ours, he's watching and listening. Diane Warburton Kelly as well. Stan, next week you'll be in Somerville. You'll have the Fed Academy game. I'll be with Bethel and a night game up at Wildcat Stadium next week. You'll be at Fed Academy and Fed
That's
Academy.
A long trip.
It's a long trip and improved football team down there, so TCA will have their hands full. Then the following week at Adamsville, you and I'll be reunited down there. I have to go to Adamsville with you because I'm afraid
I could get put in the stands otherwise.
Well, you'd be put behind the bars if you're not careful at Adamsville. But anyway, you still think they're the ones that put the forks in your yard, right?
Oh, it was the Adamsville radio crew that did that. I have no question about it.
USJ will be here on September the 7th. We'll be with you that night. Mackenzie will be making the trip over there. I may just stay there that day instead of coming home to Jackson, just about 200
ride the
yards
McKenzie
from
bus
office.
to the game here in town?
It will be that's McKenzie here. Excuse me, that's right. I'll come back to Jackson home here at Union City on the 28th of September.
That's a long trip.
Halls here on October the 5th at Gibson County up at Yatesville. I think they still call it Yatesville. October the 12th. Trenton Peabody, they're loaded again, folks. So what a great job they've done up there. October the 19th. And then at Lake County on the 26th, we'll see Coach Moore in the game, so we're looking forward to that.
Rumor has it Cooper Bogus may be coming back earlier than expected,
That's
too.
another quarterback. It's been a year of quarterbacks getting hurt, hasn't it?
3 in our region alone, the McKenzie quarterbacks
and all three really good, yeah.
Yes, a lot of yards between those 3 quarterbacks.
14-6, your score. Jackson Christian broke out to a 6-0 lead. They scored at the 3:36 mark of the first quarter. Earns a 26-yard run. Nice run. Great blocking by his offensive line. We got a couple of hands on him, but that was about it. 6-0. The 2-point conversion was no good. 9:43 of the second quarter, a 1-yard run by Davis. Lopez, the PAT, made it 7-6. And then Graves caught a dazzling catch from Lane Lamberth, or pass, I should say. And the PAT by Perez, 14-6. And that's where we stand going in here to this kick now. Third quarter's underway. And it will be Hearns back there. He drops the ball in the end zone. It's going to be a touchback.
Yeah, his foot was actually on the goal line when he touched it, so that makes it a touchback even though he fumbled.
I think even if he hadn't dropped it, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so, I mean, that makes it a touchback. You got 1 foot in. So, some fans are saying fumble, go after it. No, he had 1 foot in when he made contact. Touchback, first and 10 on the 20.
TCA defense, you get a good shot of him if you're watching the game. Garrett Bond, Eli Morris. Also, Samuel Favara had a big play earlier. Your 4-man front up there.
Turned over the filming duties to someone else.
He has. Is that Mathis Cooper tuned in tonight? And it will be Hearns back there with Walker Ray, the freshman quarterback. 6 foot, 175. Sends singles each way. One back, Hearns behind him. Tight end to the right. Hand off Hearns right up the gut. Big hole. 25, 30, 32, 33. First down that time by Hearns and the Jackson Christian kids. And a big gaping hole that time. Good block by Evan Payne, the big offensive lineman, 6'4", 280.
Yeah, you're going to see if we get the replay. Look, the two guards and the center, a whole Dave McCulley could have run through there. That was a beautiful piece of blocking by JC.
And off Hearns again, this time nowhere to go. Addison Coleman, first guy back there. Then he's finished off by Samuel Chilcutt. Coleman has just had a remarkable career and remarkable game.
I'll tell you what, with those black jerseys on, and I see a 51 on that play, I have flashbacks of the legendary Dick Butkus.
Always liked when the Raiders wore the all black. Of course, Blake Butler, his dad, assistant coach for the Steelers. They've had their battles through the years. The Raiders and the Steelers.
Especially when he played for Seattle.
The Butlers are watching and listening tonight. Janet and Keith up in Pennsylvania. Good luck to them this year, the Steelers. And a big hello to them. Here's Hearns. He comes here to the near side, finds a crease, 35, 40, 45, midfield, saving the touchdowns, Addison Coleman. He lassos him down at the 48-yard line of Jackson Christian, almost standing an illegal tackle there. He got him around the shoulder pads, almost got him with a horse collar, but they'll move it to the 48, and Hearns, two big positive running plays in this series of plays.
Yeah, he's got 53 yards on his last two carries. He's double. He's matched his output from the first half and exceeded it by 10 yards.
Darby Palmer's got to be happy with what he did there that time. He came into the near side, and then he cut it just straight down the field, didn't he?
Yeah, he's doing a good job taking it and then breaking out, and we're sucking inside on it.
Singles each way, short side of the field here to the home side. Hash mark left. Walker Ray in the shotgun. Hearns, the workhorse again, the little guy, to the 45. He picks up about 3. Tackle there.
J-Mo, Justin Moore.
Justin Moore, J-Mo came up. Harrison Freeman there as well.
A pickup of about 4 on the play, though.
See the Mainers youngsters, the offensive line of Cameron Mainers, Caleb Jones, Zach Shelton, Forrest Mainers, Payne. Simpson will go far side right. Here to the near side is Brooks. And in the shotgun is Walker Ray. Hand off, new running back this time, more of a power back to the 40, inside the 40 down to the 38. Very close to the first down.
I think he's
scrambling his way that time with a nice run was Jackson Taylor.
Jackson Taylor.
Almost sounds like the rock and roll star, Jackson Brown, running on empty. Kelly Milam Wiggins is listening tonight and watching. Big hello to her. Tell one of my favorite people in the world, Peggy Milam, I said hello, Kelly. Receiver, one each way. USJ game. Of course, they're USJ parents and supporters and grandparents through the years. Handoff. There's the same guy running it again. This time, not the same result. Jackson Taylor and Blake Butler says his kids have it. Let's wait and see. Jackson Christian saying they've got a hurt player and immediately calling for the training staff across the way. And here comes the trainers. And Stan, who has the ball? Will it be TCA right now? The main thing is the condition of one Jackson Taylor. We hope he's all right.
Yeah, hurt on the play. We don't know. I thought the official signaled TCA ball, but we'll wait and see. A concern now more with
in a night that has been a strange night already with a lightning delay and rain and everything else. It's going to be TCA's ball. And I say we missed the replay there watching, and I apologize, watching Jackson Taylor. They're working on the left wheel.
Maybe we can get that replay one more time and we can see what happened. There we go. Nice job, Lawson man.
Again, coaching staff, Blake Butler.
Oh, yeah, his foot caught in the turf there and it twisted there.
Oh, good grief.
Yeah.
And the fumble recovery was by who? Was that?
Look at this.
We're going to see the fumble recovery, too, and then we'll watch again the injury here.
Step.
Oh, yeah.
Freeze it.
Or we just hyperextended it at that time. Looks like the
right
left
there,
leg.
You can see it. I wish I had the telestrator now. But
yeah, the left leg is the problem. Let's say a little prayer for him. Hopefully he's okay,
he's
not putting any weight on it at all. Oh, my.
Great job by Lawson, man, and the folks give us that instant replay.
It is a physical game, no doubt.
Oh, yeah.
And a game that there have been safety issues. It's nothing you can do about that, but they're trying to make the game as safe as they can on every level, and it's still just a physical game is what it is.
Yep.
40-yard line. Lions will have it 1st and 10. 14-6 your score. Nancy Lack says, good job, J-Mo. And at the 40-yard line, hash mark right, Lane Lambert, who's really played well after a little bit of a nervous start the first series of plays. He's really settled in and looked good tonight. Looks left, throws left. Out there, a little bubble screen to Davis. Davis dodges the first tackler and takes him with him for a gain of about 4 or 5 yards. We got a little anticipation or a little hanky-panky downfield.
That's a young man carrying his
block. That's a mismatch.
Out.
Elijah Wiley, all 205 pounds against Pirtle that time downfield. Pirtle way downfield for the big guy.
Pearl
265.
Pearl says, you will lose.
14-6 or something to that effect. 6:55.
Probably something to that effect.
Yep. 3 receivers here to the near side.
You are no match for me, little man.
That's right. Pickup of about 3. Handoff, Addison Coleman. Coleman breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle. 45-yard line. They knock him down finally inside the 45-yard line of Jackson Christian. Tell you a great story. Forget the kid's name. He was over at Haywood. He's out playing on the college, the junior college out in the Midwest, signed by Tennessee.
Tennessee just lost their kicker, too.
Official tells me a great story. Called a flag on him last year, and he looked at the official on the flag. He said, you knew who I am? The official said, I'll tell you who you are. You're a guy that's playing on my field under my rules tonight.
I'll tell you, Coleman, 3 carries, 27 yards. He's been effective tonight.
Yeah, 6:25 left in the third.
Blitz coming.
And a little bit of a mix-up. Lambert's going to keep it. Makes a great decision after almost bobbling at that time. The handoff, a little bit of miscommunication, and he's inside the 40 and made something positive happen.
That's going to be about a 6-yard pickup for Lambert. He's now at negative 2 yards and 4 carries. Remember, he had a 21-yard negative play when the snap over his head. He's had rushes of 9, 4, and 6 since then.
Jeremy Maddox, one of the assistants, of course, the baseball coach here. And Lane plays baseball for him and with him. Fumble. Edwards never had it. They tried to hand it off to Edwards. He bobbled it, never caught it, never had control of it, and Jackson Christian's come up with a fumble recovery.
Oh, TCA had some offense.
And that's coming up with it. Who was that? Number 85 came up with that. And I don't have an 85. I apologize.
Yeah, just a high snap, and Edwards never got his hands on it.
Both teams had settled in a little bit with not many mistakes in the last quarter and a half. That first quarter was mistake-prone, wasn't it?
A lot of turnovers in that first, especially in the first quarter of play, and now we're going to see what's happening. Remember, Jackson Christian on that last series had some momentum going until the injury on the fumble there. We'll see if they can get the momentum back. Hearns back in for the JC ball club.
Janice Baumgartner is tuned in tonight, the better half of the Rodney Baumgartner family. Here is dropping back. Walker Ray throws it down here. Picked off. Going to be intercepted by little Corey Curry. All 5'6", 145 of him. He had Brooks covered. What do you always say, Stan?
Like the morning dew.
Like the morning dew. He had him covered.
Corey Curry's first varsity interception and gets a nice cheer from the crowd.
Yeah, that's a great bit of defense that time. Walker Ray threw a nice ball. The problem was it was right into the hands of Corey Curry, who just flat out played great defense.
We've got turnovers on consecutive plays.
Showing a little bit of emotion there if you watch it on the telecast, Worthy Road Studios.
Looks like he was rolling dice there almost.
Lane Lambert back in that shotgun again. Rose left, trying to buy a little time. He's going to square. Tough thing to square.
Tuck and go.
And now he's going to tuck it and go. We got flags. 3 of them going at the same time. So that's going to be a hold back over there around the left hash.
Did they see that or not?
It was a pretty good lightning bolt that time to the north. We had an hour and 15-minute lightning delay earlier tonight. That's why we're still on with you here, even in the third quarter at 7:31 on the clock.
That's more the west, isn't it?
Yeah, a little northwest, I think, isn't it?
That's more west. That way's north.
That way is west. This way's north. Correct?
That way's north.
I mean, if you go straight from here, you run into Humboldt, correct?
Straight down that way.
Humboldt's right over there.
Anyway,
14-6, 7:25. Folks, all I can say about after that dialogue, it's a good thing that we are not meteorologists for Channel 7 or Channel 6 or anyone else. Steve Beverly, I bet, tuned in tonight. He's critiquing us. He's writing down how we can get better. Addison Coleman right up the gut. Power and then some speed that time. Moves to the 31. It was 1st and 22. And now it's going to be back near the line of scrimmage. He picked up almost 12 yards.
Coleman, 4 carries, 39 yards. He's got rushes of 13, 2, 12, and 12.
Addison Coleman's looked good tonight. Obviously, he's looked great on defense. He's looked good on offense as well.
Yeah, a power back feature.
Lake has seen something. They've changed things around here and gone to the more power run game right now, haven't they?
I'm not going to argue with that.
Good shot of the Jackson Christian bench over there. If you're watching the game, if you're listening, just take our word for it. Lane Lambert, second at high snap, but he pulls it down, and that sort of threw the timing off, and Coleman is blasted in the backfield, and a lot of people there. 2 or 3, big number 70 there that time. Austin Lewis Allen, we called his name quite a few times. He's got a little gait about him, and he deserves to have that. Here's the replay.
High snap.
I mean, he hit him down at the bottom, and up top was Tate Myers.
Yeah, and really, even if it would have been a good snap, Jackson Christian had that play sniffed out very well.
Billy Brooks, thanks for your nice comment. Rodney Baumgartner, he's not gone to bed yet. He's watching. 14-6 your score. TCA, Lambeth on the 3rd and 12. Rose here to the right, tosses, almost caught. Boy, they had 3 people in the area, too. Jackson Christian did good coverage, and Jennings, the intended receiver, incomplete. It's got to bring out Perez to punt it.
Perez
4th and 12.
Yeah, he's going to try and get up a punt. We haven't gone to a Davis a lot lately. I'd like to see if they can maybe dump something over the middle of him.
Kevin's a great player. He's been sort of a non-factor. They've had him pretty bottled up tonight, haven't they?
They've done a good job on him.
He's a great player, too. Well, Perez will stand back near his 15. He's counting now, making sure everyone's in good stead. Back to receive this punt will be Peyton Tinsley. Nice return man for Jackson Christian. Snap. Bobbled a little bit, came up with it.
Yeah.
And that might delay this game again, what we just saw in the sky. That ball rose inside the 40, down to the 35, down to 34. The officials are going to talk it over. I'm not sure what they're going to call here. The officials talking it. The referee and one of them talking. That was a little closer, that last bit of lightning. And the ball's inside the 35 to the 34.
It's still at least 10 miles away.
Well, 14-6, 5:41 in the 3rd.
Yeah, that's 15 miles away or better.
And it will be 1st and 10 for Walker Ray. Freshman quarterback pushed into duty after the injury to Caden Clark. The junior quarterback hurt in the second play of the Jamboree. You were there and saw it, didn't you, Stan?
Absolutely. It was kind of an ugly play.
Yeah, I love high school football, but I don't do Jamborees. 2 receivers each way.
You only come out for the big games.
No, listen, I'm so busy right this time of the year. It's unbelievable. Here's the pitch out here to Snyder. Snyder breaks a tackle or 2 and tiptoes his way up the field on the sideline, and finally they mark it about the 42. Darren will say it's down at the 42. Good official. 14-6, 5:34.
Snyder with 5 carries, 5 receptions, 50 yards. Done a nice job.
Hey, fans, don't forget, although he's not here tonight, and he's not paying me to say this, but Mickey Marley. Go to Mickey Marley, CoachMickeyMarley.com. He's got the new book about high school football and a lot of other things in life. It's going to be 2nd and 8 after a pickup of 8. Walker Ray hands it to Hearns. Hearns dives his way through a mass of bodies, but I think he's going to be a yard short or very close to it, around the 44.
He picked up a half yard or yard, but short. Looked at the radar a second ago, Diamond Dave. That cell that has the red in it is actually shrinking and dissipating some now, but we do have some light rain moving back into the area. But I think the severe stuff we're going to get through this game, I do believe.
I mentioned that offensive line, Jackson Christian. I did not mention Tim Craig, and I apologize. We saw him just a moment ago. And now an official's timeout. They're going to measure here for the first time this season, the change we brought in here.
No, it's short.
The Lions there. I think he's about a football length short. We'll put the glasses on it so they bring them in.
That's short.
Number 58, helped with a fumble, is Big Blues 9th grader, my oldest grandchild, Bill Hamlin says. And that is going to be, of course, Tacker Nash. He has had a great career as a junior high player, and he's playing there with the varsity level. Bill Hamilton, and I know, and Joe Ellen are thrilled with that. They stretched the chains, and Tucker Nash and the Eagles will see if they made it or not. He got it. No, he's inches short. He's inches short.
Half a football.
Well, I know Bill's happy about that. We appreciate him letting us know that. Well, it's 14-6 your score, 5:20. You know, the thing about when these teams play and when TCA plays USJ, you've got a lot of kids and families that know each other. Even parents, some parents went to one school, one went to the other. Makes it even more interesting, doesn't it?
Thing is, you know, these kids will go to class tomorrow and they're going to hang out with each other at the Sonic tomorrow night.
Yep.
Weather permitting.
14-6. If you go to Sonic on University Drive, by the way, there's a particular slush I think you can buy, and a quarter goes to the TCA folks.
At the Van Drive one.
Van Drive. I think it's University, isn't it? Maybe Van Drive too, but I saw it was University as well.
Okay.
Here's the handoff to Hearns. Hearns, does he get the first down? Very close. I think he has it by just second effort. The ball is resting near the 45, and I think he's going to have it by inches this time.
We're going to give Hearns 1 yards on that carry. Hearns unofficially 16 carries at 100 yards on the night.
14-6, 4:45 left in the third. You got to remember what quarter it is. It seems like we've been here all night.
It's been a long third quarter.
It has been. It really has. Especially, Stan, we've had some passing, but both teams have run the ball quite a bit. 2 receivers stacked each way. Hash mark left here to the home side. Walker Ray, the freshman quarterback, has it. He looks being flushed out of the pocket and now being upended and pinned back there at the 39. The guy that flushed him out on rushing play there was that Morris, I think, that rushed, and now we've got players slow to get up this time, and I think it's one of the Lions. It is.
Yeah. You're going to look, you're going to see Spider Monkey, Ben Matlock forcing the pressure. There's some more pressure from 53 Eli Morris in the play.
That may be one holding on Jackson Christian. After all that, it's refused.
I think I would take the play.
That may be one of the more interesting nicknames I've ever heard, Spider Monkey, and I've heard some interesting ones. Around as long as I have, you hear a lot.
If you hear the name Spider Monkey, you're looking for a professional wrestler under a mask.
Not been a good year for wrestlers, has it? Man, we've had a lot of wrestlers to pass what?
And one was elected mayor of Knox County.
3 receivers here to the near side. One far side right. Walker Ray throws it, and it's incomplete.
He's wanting to. He's
Addison
wanting
Coleman,
to.
it's going to be pass interference. Yep. I think Addison did get there too soon.
Yeah.
Went over the shoulder that time of Seth Snyder.
Just a bit too early.
What county was it here? You talk about someone being elected. Some county here locally elected a dead man?
Well.
A deceased person?
Scotts Hill, down in Scotts Hill. County commissioner was elected.
I'm not sure how that happened. 14-6,
didn't take him off the
3:59.
Kane was elected mayor of Knox County in Knoxville.
I'd hate to be running against the guy, and the guy beat me.
Yeah.
No comment, right? They move the ball down to the 45-yard line, pass interference, and that's going to give Jackson Christian a first down. Stan, you look up. It's 14-6, 3:59. This is a one-possession football game, although you feel like TCA's had control of the game. Remember the times TCA had it inside the 45, 3 straight times and couldn't score.
Both teams have moved the ball at times, yet both teams have been turnover
Doubles
prone
each
as well.
way again. High snap. They set up the screen, little bubble screen here, and that's going to be a loss.
We got a flag on the play.
It's going to be roughing the passer is what it's going to be.
I want to see a replay on that.
And the pass was caught by Snyder. It's actually about a 2-yard loss, and it's going to be pass interference. No, the fans aren't happy at all.
High snap.
Ernest Harper tuned in. Bill Hamilton tuned in. Yep.
Ball was tipped by J-Mo. And we can't see the quarterback. The replay with the camera set, we could not show you the quarterback on that play, but they may have called.
I couldn't editorialize. I would be fair either way, but I couldn't editorialize because I was watching Snyder after he caught it. And the ball has moved down. It's the second 15-yard penalty in this series of plays against TCA, so 30 yards for the Eagles, and they're trying to keep the flight alive, so to speak. They're at the 32-yard line, 1st and 10.
And if they were to score, they'd have to go for 2 to tie this game.
Yep. They went for 2 earlier when they led 6-0, so I would think they're going to do that no matter what. Here is the pass out there, incomplete. And watching the receiver that time was Riley Graves. I think if Riley looks up, in retrospect, easy for me to say up here, he's got an INT. High pass, incomplete, intended to Zach Simpson.
And if he has the INT, he would have scored.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. 3:33. Threes are wild. 14-6 your score here. TCA leads the game. We're in the third quarter, 2nd and 10.
Oh.
Walker Ray, the freshman quarterback. He sends this time. Zach Simpson, far side right. Brooks here, the little guy, little scat back here to the near side. Hearns, the one back behind him in the eye now. In the pistol, actually. And dropping back, wanting to throw, throwing down here, and incomplete. Brooks ran a down and out. And I think Hearns thought he was going to run the fly pattern, and it went to no avail.
Some of the fans in the stands are a little upset about the movement on the line there.
They're not happy, no doubt.
I bet I know who that fan is, too.
3:27 in the third.
Does anybody know where Ed is right now?
Now, after this long lightning delay, surely you're not going out for a late dinner tonight after the game.
Negative. My behind's going home to bed.
Luckily, you and I both just have short drives home. Jenny Hayes Lytle is watching, our lovely buddy. And again, Bryn taking her good looks and ability from her mom, not her dad. 3 receivers far side right. Bryn Lytle had a great freshman year at CBU. We're really proud of her. Hearns just behind to the right of Walker Ray. 3rd down and 10 from the 32 of TCA. He drops, he looks, he throws. And it's going to be a flag thrown. Incomplete. Graves down there defending.
They're not going to call that roughing, are they?
I'm not sure. The flag is back there. It's normally holding back there. It is holding on Jackson Christian.
Well, that was a 4th down play.
3rd, wasn't it? 3rd down and 10.
Okay. Decline it and make it 4th and 10.
Yeah, it's going to be 4th and 10. They'll just decline it, I would think. Devon Pirtle, a big transfer from Haywood. Been over there a little bit. He's played hard. There you see, if you're watching it, Riley Graves did a good job throwing his hands up in the air and said, I didn't touch him. Pass intended that time to Will Cisco. Well, they moved the ball back. It's going to remain 3rd down, but now it's 3rd and 20. The ball all the way back to the 47-yard line of TCA.
Of course, you know what Cisco's nickname is, don't you? Kid. And you know what? He was a friend of mine.
14-6, 3:11. I knew that was coming. And I was hoping.
Set me up.
Yeah. I was hoping it would be quick. Receivers
we're
far side right.
Form, folks.
Cisco out there behind this time. Simpson now whistles again. I think Jackson Christian's called the timeout.
Yeah.
They have. Timeout 14-6 at a long 3rd quarter after a long lightning delay earlier. Stay with us. Grab some
Which
milk.
was longer.
Lisa Cozart Northcutt is watching. Back up to this 30. Stay with us on Fox Sports Jackson 105.3.
I had my doubts when corporate hired goats to work in my department, but it's been great until I lost my region's personal check card. Unauthorized use! I was like, guys, relax. Regions Lock It lets me lock and unlock my Regions personal cards for online, in-store, or ATM transactions. Regions Lock It is the goat.
Open a Regions checking, credit, or now card account with new Lock It. It's secure, easy to use, and customizable. Regions. Member FDIC. Your mobile carrier's messaging and data fees may apply.
Now let's go back to the stadium for more Trinity Christian Academy football with Simon Dave McCulley and Stan Gerard.
Former Trenton Peabody standout and Bethel University basketball player Lorna Hudson watching and listening tonight. Hello, Lorna. 14-6, 2:55 left here. 47-yard line, Stan. It's 3rd down and 25.
We didn't get the ID in, but you are listening to Fox Sports Jackson 105.3. Jackson Humboldt. It's 10:10. Do you know where your adults are?
And don't forget Diamond Dave Sports every Monday night here on this same network, same dial, 105.3 from 5 to 7. We talk local and national sports and take your phone calls. Walker Ray rolling right, wanting to throw. Now he's going to tuck it and run. Stumbles his way to the 45 and is down at about the 42-yard line. They push him back there. And now a flag. Oh, my goodness, that could be a personal foul on TCA. And if it is, that is a huge call.
I want to look at the replay on that one, and it is going to be against TCA.
You just don't bail them out that way, folks. Coach Butler is not happy. He's down there on the sideline. See Drew Hayes down there. Personal foul. It has already been 2 15-yard penalties in this game, or in this series of plays. You see the replay if you're watching. Take our word for it if you're listening. And he rolls, and you'll see here at the end of the play there was a little skirmish going on. Chilcutt's one of the first guys here. Morris is there. He doesn't want to go down, and Mainers comes in, and then Chilcutt pushes him down.
He followed through it. There was nothing dirty about that play at all.
I'm a little questionable about that call as well. The officials have done a good job here tonight. But
if he did not hear that whistle, that's a legit play.
Now the official, the white hat, stepping in to talk to his fellow official. 14-6, 2:22. Stan, is it me or does it seem like this drive has lasted about 30 minutes? Really, seriously.
You think it was a Union City drive.
2:22. Let's not even talk about those drives.
Yeah.
2:22. We'll be driving up there later this year.
That's a rushing.
Little pitch out here to Hearns. That was behind. Yeah, he's caught it. 20, 15, 10, 5. And the ball fumbled into the end zone, and they say it was down at the 2-yard line. They say he was down at the 2-yard line. The fans screaming for a touchback, but Stan, he was down at about the 3, and it's going to be 1st and goal for Jackson Christian, a chance to score, and then a deuce would tie the game. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's officially going to go. We're going to see. This is a lateral pass. It's a backwards pass. So that is a rush by rule.
Yep. And Hearns, boy, once he turns downfield, Stan, he's got the motor, doesn't he? Good looking little back.
And we'll see the
We'll
contact.
see. There's J-Mo coming in, or excuse me, coming in that time was Justin Moore, yeah.
I think that's, I hate to say it, but I think that's a good call by the
I think it's the right call. I think he's down.
Proper call.
1st and goal from the 3-yard line. Hand off Hearns. Oh, boy, the hit of the night. Addison Coleman said, hello, and Hearns is decked.
Eli Morris with the initial contact that clogged the hole.
He slowed him down, and Coleman finished him off.
Finished it up.
Yeah, my goodness. What a hit.
Look at this. He set the table. Initial contact, boom.
Yeah, the first guy there was Ben Matlock, who actually got a hand on him, too.
That was actually a high-low.
And then Morris. And then, a vicious tackle, clean tackle by Coleman. 2-yard loss, 2nd and goal from the 5.
Sweet-looking play.
Hearns in the backfield back there behind Walker Ray. Wearing that number 4. Looking, hit.
That's a fumble.
And that could be a fumble. Now here's the ball. Recovered. And it's recovered by Mitch Sisk. All the way back here at about the 20-yard line. And Stan, the big hit by a couple of lines. A sandwich Ray. He's slow to get up. I think he's okay. And the TCA defense, after giving up 3 15-yard penalties, stands their ground deep in their own territory.
And that's a J-Mo Justin Moore. He still tastes chicken.
Yep, I'm telling you, that was a hit, and it was a tremendous, not just one player back there with Moore. He made the big hit, but there was about 3 lines in his wheelhouse.
We've been getting pressure all night long on him, and it's finally starting to pay off, and it did when we needed it most at crunch time. Preserved the lead.
14-6, 56 seconds left in the 3rd. Lambeth on the fly patterns. Jennings is out there.
Oh, that's a great catch.
Ball. Great catch at the height and the pinnacle of his leap. He came down with that double deuce did, and it's going to be a big play all the way up to the 37-yard line, a 27-yard pickup.
Jim and Connie Clement transmission record service. 1st down.
Jimmy Connie been with us every play I've ever called.
Look how he extends out and holds on after a wicked hit.
Well, and Stan, the other factor makes that even remarkable. He knew he was going to get blasted.
Graham Scott blasts.
Now they try to go to Davis. Davis, a little bubble screen out there, turns the corner 40, 45 midfield, 45-40, down to the 40-yard line. He scurries, and finally up into there, and Kevin Davis showing that lightning speed that he possesses.
23-yard play for Davis. He's got 4 receptions and 43 yards. Davis over 100 yards. Davis with over 100 yards total offense, 72 on the ground, 43 through the air.
Aaron Smith, defensive back, made the stop. Also on that tackle actually was Graham Scott. He's had a great game for Jackson Christian. 42-yard line, 41-yard line actually. It's going to be 1st and 10. Hand off this time. That's going to be Edwards. Edwards trying to turn up that speed. 35, 30. And cut it back toward the hash. He's inside the 30 to the 28, and a galloping run by Ronald Edwards.
13 yards in the pickup. 3 consecutive Clement transmission record service 1st downs. 85 yards on 9 carries. The offense for TCA is looking pretty good right now.
Jim and Connie Clement, record service 1st down. Scoring plays by First Bank. Scoreboard by U-Town. Pepper and the gang. And that's going to end your 3rd quarter. 14-6. When we come back, it's going to be TCA leading by 8, 1st and 10 at the 28 of Jackson Christian. This is TCA football on Fox Sports Jackson 105.3.
Always dependable. Clement Automatic Transmission and Record Service. Owners Jim and Connie Clement have been in business since 1979, building a reputation based on integrity and Christian principles, specializing in foreign and domestic transmission repair. Monday through Friday, 8 to 5:30, and 24-hour emergency record service, local and long distance, damage-free towing, lockout service, and jump starts. Located 3846 Brownsville Highway in Jackson. Every time, depend on Clement Automatic Transmission and Record Service. 422-6356. Since 1996, Sports Orthopedics and Spine in Jackson has been treating sports injuries of all kinds of athletes at every level. Doctors Keith Nord, John Masterson, Nicholas Vance, Scott Johnson, Timothy Sweel, and Michael Pearson, the best team in medicine, provide world-class care focused on you. Get same-day appointments. And this team has many ties to Trinity Christian Academy, with several of their children attending and some having graduated. Find out more at sportsorthospine.us. Now let's go back to the stadium for more Trinity Christian Academy football with Diamond Dave McCulley and Stan Gerard.
David Lee Lytle says Edwards is a beast. I agree. Stan, TCA now a chance to put some distance between them and these visiting Eagles.
I think if TCA can put a score on the board here while there's still plenty of time to go, that would be a tall mountain for the Eagles to climb.
Hash mark right, short side of the field toward the Eagle bench. Lambert hands it this time to Addison Coleman. He just literally bulldozes his way against a couple of linebackers and DBs, and he's inside the 25 down to the 23, and just punishing run by one Addison Coleman.
I mean, no kidding. You've got Kevin Davis running the ball. He's flashed, so there's your lightning, and you put Coleman in there or Edwards in there, there's your thunder. So we got a great thunder and lightning lineup here.
Tell you one thing, though, this Eagle team has been courageous tonight. Team that got beat 54-0 in this match last year. They've been a different football team tonight. Lane Lambeth comes here to the near side, to the 20, and is going to be run out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. Defensive play by Peyton Tinsley.
So he's going to pick up about 3 yards in the play. And Lane Lambeth now in positive yards.
Jackson Christian next week will be at home against Halls, and the new turf out there.
No, that game's going to be at Halls.
Oh, at Halls, because it's not ready yet.
Yeah.
It's not ready yet. Someone told me they didn't think it would be. Davidson Academy, then the following week, they'll try to get it ready for that.
That's
so 14-6. Turf field. Not many of them in the area, but a handful. Huntington has one. Working with it, Lambeth, third down and 2. Ball at the 20. Play fakes.
Cut.
They bit for it, and he throws and almost picked off. Underthrew that time and got lucky it wasn't picked off, as it was coming in on a bead on that football was Owen Hughes, the DB. That might have been the closest lightning we've had since the delay.
But still no thunder.
You think we're going to try to finish this thing no matter what, right?
We're now at 15 seconds or more since that bolt. We still haven't heard thunder. So that
20-yard line, 14-6, 11-15. Please watch your mouth, sir. You know what happens. You'll jinx us. At the 20-yard line, hash mark left. 14-6, 8-point lead. I saw that look you gave me. Lambeth, and there's the thunder. Here is the handoff. Addison Coleman, 15-10 on his feet, and literally groping his way down to about the 9-yard line, where it's going to set up 1st and 10. TCA, 11:06 left in the game.
Coleman, 7 carries, 53 yards. So TCA, 85 yards out of Edwards, 26 out of Davis, 1 out of Lambert, and 53 out of Coleman. We've done a nice job on the offensive side.
I'm worried about a little 4-legged buggy down here. They're working him over. I wish they'd stop that. 14-6, 10-54. I know the kids are just playing, but he is here's a handoff to Edwards. Darts inside, goes outside. Now darts back inside at the right hash, and it's going to be down there. Maybe picks up 2 after he ran about 15 and got 2.
That's one of the. If Ronald would learn that you make positive yards by going north and south, he was trying to get out and turn the corner. Nice block there by James, but he didn't hold it. And Edwards sometimes he wants to carry the place out so far instead of just cutting up and getting what he can, because he's such a powerful runner. He can run over some folks, but he wants to outrun people all the time.
In retrospect, I'm not sure who's having more fun. You don't see on the camera, there's a couple of kids down here with a little dog, and he's a feisty little rascal. Here's the handoff. Davis, they've got him pinned in. Nowhere. Absolutely great defense. Super defense. Great play there by Peyton Tinsley and others.
A loss of 6 on the play.
14-6. David Lytle may have just sent the best message of anybody that has sent a message tonight. 14-6, 9:58. Stan says if that's the case, David, maybe he'll learn something. 8-point game, 9:58 left here in the game.
He's being taken to school, Sir David.
And now a penalty on TCA. Let's watch the replay of that. And what did they call there? Is that illegal block in the back? I'm not sure. Here's the replay if you folks are watching the game other than just listening. And I guess they get a block. I guess a block in the back. I guess they call that on Samuel Favara. I'm not sure.
That's
or on Davis. They're talking to Davis. I'm not sure why they call that. Well, it's second down and now second and 31. Second and goal. Second and goal from the 31. You don't see that very often, do you, Stan? Second and goal from the 31.
We just want to work on our stretch offense.
Yep. Here is the handoff. Coleman. Nice hole. Nice run by Addison. 20. Down inside the 20 to a 17-yard line. He has been one of the stars of this game for TCA, win or lose.
14 yards for Addison Coleman on that pickup.
Rodney says it was a face mask that he saw on TV.
Well, you're getting all the texts tonight.
Yeah, I'm getting tons of messages.
I feel bad. I'm not getting any text messages tonight.
They're coming through like mad. 14-6 your score. It's an 8-point game with 9:30.
I have to say this. There's a good friend of ours. I'm not going to call his name out, but Pittsburgh's apparently getting beaten up by the Packers tonight. Let's not gloat too much over preseason games. They mean jack spit.
Well, 14-6. We've got a timeout on the field. I think we're caught up on our commercial commitments. If there was ever a night that we're caught up on commercial commitments, it would be tonight, believe me, folks.
Or the game in McKenzie a few years ago.
Yep. Yeah, that thing, we were up there forever, weren't we? What time did we get back to Jackson? About 1 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, because it was after 12 before the game got over with.
David Lytle, you are a mess. 14-6, 8-point game, 9:30. Jenny, you need to do something with him. The ball at the 20, make it the 16-yard line, so it's third and goal from there.
James going, we can't shoot him.
8-point game, 9:30. Addison Coleman with Lane Lambert in the TCA backfield.
We need to open up our other text line.
9.5 minutes left. And working with it will be Lambert. Hands it off to Coleman again. Coleman trying to get a block. Big Pirtle gives him one. Boy, they hit him hard. And Coach Blake Butler wants a horse collar and doesn't get the call. He's not happy at all with the lack of a flag there.
He's going to pick up about 10 yards on that play, Dave.
Blake
77 carries on.
He's pretty
77 yards on 9 carries, and we're going to see a field goal attempt.
Yeah, it's 14-6, 8-point game. This would make it a 2-possession game. This will be his first field goal attempt of his varsity career. Perez.
25 yards.
Or excuse me, Lopez. He's a junior.
Joie
Lopez.
Not Joie.
15-yard line. Be a 25-yard attempt. Does a little dance with it as they put the ball down after the snap. It's good. A low snap. And a nice play by Lambert, who got it down, and then knocking it through. Lopez makes it a 2-possession game, 17-6 at 6:45. That is a 25-yard field goal attempt, first of his career, and it's good. Back after this 30 on 105.3.
Story, and here's one about KGT Trucking. That's Kimber Global Trucking. Kimber, White Melody, and Son Jackson thank the Lord for his blessings. You see, back in 2002, Kimber came off the road, and for the past 16 years, he's built a flatbed trucking company in Jackson with a fleet that serves 48 states. They travel all over the U.S., hauling steel, construction, and other building materials. They don't do a lot of traditional advertising at KGT Trucking, but they do love supporting the faculty, students, and parents of Trinity Christian Academy. Now let's go back to the stadium for more Trinity Christian Academy football with Simon Dave McCulley and Stan Gillard.
Rodney, you should not talk about that individual like that. That's unchristian.
They tee it up at the 40. It's a 17-6 game. I have no earthly idea. Is that 6:45 or 8:45 left there?
Good question.
I think it's 8:45.
Considering we thought it was 6 earlier, that might be a good guess.
I think a couple of numbers are out on that 8 and 6. Well, here's the kick, and TCA's defense holds, comes up with a turnover, and then converts on a field goal. That's a big field goal. High, end-over-end kick, shorter this time. Hearns will run under at the 4. He's at the 5, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, and he is bulldogged down there right at the 30-yard line, and riding him there to bring him down was Will Allen Smith for TCA.
Tell you what, Dave, and you're going to have to explain this to me. I'm sure you've been some of these new rules in colleges they have for kickoffs. It's going to – apparently they hate kickers now.
I think it's all about safety, though. 29-yard line. And really, to be honest with you, we may come to a point where we don't have kickoffs. 29-yard line. And I understand the intent, although you wonder sometimes about some of the things they're doing. 2 receivers, wide side of the field, far side left. If you're watching at the top of your screen, here's the pitch to Hearns. He dropped it. He saw and heard people coming at him. And then I'm telling you, Walker Ray, the little freshman's played well tonight, but he has really taken a beating.
Yeah, that's a cramp.
Yeah, it's just a leg cramp there. I hope it is the way they're grabbing him. One of the players there better be.
Let's see here on the replay. He's going to face pressure from the blind side. Bam.
Yeah.
And that is
I think the breath just
number
knocked
51,
out. That's
Samuel
Chilcutt.
Chilcutt.
He's really played well tonight. Well,
Chile having a
they're
good
looking
game.
at his left leg, lower portion of his leg. It's Kevin Hansen, the TCA trainer out there, does a great job. TCA. Laura Young-Kraft is watching and listening. Appreciate that. At the 20-yard line, he was decked back there in an incomplete pass. At the 29 is where the ball rests. It's still now 2nd down and 10. TCA's game to put away now with 8:34 left, leading the game 17-6.
Somebody's, as I was complaining, because I wouldn't get any texts, and they go, here's a text for you. I have no idea who it is, but I do appreciate it.
Well, I'm getting texts. I'm getting the live video comments, and I'm getting Facebook as well. Trying to keep up with all of that and do the play-by-play. I need to just concentrate on it. You'll be down in Somerville next Thursday night. Stan will have the action for you, 6:30. Kickoff at 7. I'll be at Bethel. The debut of Brent Durbin, the new head coach there, former great Wildcat. And we'll be on up there.
It's going to be a tough game.
It's a night game. Well, Reinhardt's number 2 in the country, yep.
You got to talk to your schedule makers.
That's dictated by the league. We have no control over it. Someone sent me a message one day and said, what do you think the record would be? And I said 500. I hope it's better than that. But anyway, they said, you got to be kidding. Why are you negative? I said, I'm not being negative. They're playing 5 of the top 20 teams in the country and 3 of them in the top 10.
Rodney is in mid-season form.
I'm telling you, he really is. He's a great guy.
He's got a house for sale, too.
I saw that. I am glad for them because I know they're trying to get back to Janice's family down in the Shelby County area, but boy, I hate to see them move.
Remember that time you went to his house?
Yeah, I lost every time I try to go over there.
I go, everybody in the neighborhood's got movie screens in their house.
Yeah, Mariah McKinty, the lovely girlfriend, great kid. Girlfriend of Drew Hayes is watching and listening. Here's the floater out here. It's caught. Nice catch by Cisco and company. He moves up to about the 34, and in their quarterback right now is Seth Snyder.
Yeah. So
one of your favorite fans, Debbie Roberts Pendergrass, is watching and listening. Lovely gal. Debbie is, I'm sure, sad day for her the other day is send the daughter off to
mission trip.
I
wonder if Audrey Teague's listening.
Ken's a great player. 34 yard. I haven't heard from her tonight.
Yeah.
She may be 34-yard line.
Debbie and Audrey are two of my favorites.
Well, they're great gals. 2 receivers each way.
They're pergy too.
Snyder in the shotgun, high snap, pulls it down, throws it out here, same play as a moment ago. Caught by Cisco. Cisco to the 35, up to about the 39-yard line, and very close to a first down. That was a 3rd and 5, and I think he got it, Stan.
Coach Butler's wanting a holding call, and he's not going to get it. He should have gotten it.
Steve Hamilton tuned in with us tonight out in Arizona. Talks about Drew Hayes being a great kid. He really is one of the best people you'll ever meet.
Takedown, 2 points.
If there was ever a kid raised right, he was, and great person. And TCA's Coach Butler raves over him here. Great player at McKenzie, All-Stater. Played football at Bethel and then baseball at Vandy. Over the middle, wide open. Wide open is Simpson. He got it, and he's got a big catch at Jackson Christian. They may go, but they're not going quietly into the lightning night. Down to the 40-yard line of TCA right over the middle and stand wide open.
20 yards for Simpson. He's got 41 yards on 3 receptions.
I think Simpson's one of the best receivers we'll see all year. Found the crease and finally tackled down there by Harrison Freeman, the freshman. He's a freshman phenom. David Lytle thought it was a hole a moment ago. Doubles each way, 40-yard line. Pitch out here. That's that bubble screen again out here to Cisco. Cisco's going to move inside the 35. And down near the 30-yard line, he's at about the 34 is where they say he goes out of bounds at 6:55 of the final quarter. That was at 8 a moment ago instead of a 6. So we're down to 6:55 now. And at the 34-yard line, it's 2nd down and a pickup of about 6, 2nd and 4. This game far from over, Stan. A score here by Jackson Christian. They're still right in it. Doubles each way, double coverage each way. They come with a screen pass over the middle, and they find Hearns. Hearns to the 30, to the 25. He's got another Jackson Christian first down. Great play call by the Jackson Christian coaching staff.
Hearns with that reception there, they've run that play or a version of it all night long, so they're seeing something that they like. Look at the pressure that TCA brings. They tried to peel off, but not in time. Justin Moore tried to peel off, and Coleman with another tackle.
We rave over the job Blake Butler does here at TCA. I tell you, Darby Palmer is a really nice young coach for Jackson Christian. Good staff, too. Triples far side left. One receiver here to the near side. They go to that one receiver and almost intercepted. Riley Grays had a beat on it, and the ball, if the ball hadn't been thrown so high, he would have had a quick 6.
He would have been crossing that goal line.
Second time tonight, he's had a play where if he comes up with it, and in his defense, that ball was just thrown over, even over his head.
Oh, that one text was from David Lytle.
David Lytle says they're taking advantage of our aggressiveness. We need to sort of calm down and need to stop. I agree with him. TCA's come up with some big stops in this game. So is Jackson Christian.
David Lytle, I've not deleted you from my contacts. I don't know if I ever had you in, but
17-6 your score.
You are.
Doubles each way. Here's the pitch out in the flat to Hearn. Hearn, he will turn it up. And Hearns, will move his way to the 25. Little kid's dangerous every time he touches it. I'll tell you what, Snyder's come in and done a good job in this quarterback situation. That's 2 quarterbacks now they've lost. They didn't have anyway to start the game. Caden Clark, and then Walker Ray took a big hit a moment ago. So down to 5:50 left here.
Coleman
third down and 10.
And J-Mo got to finish it off.
25-yard line. The Lions, 2-down territory for the Eagles, trying to come up with a big stop. The throw picked off. A big pick there. And it's at the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. That's Coleman's had the game of games to the 44-yard line. Right now, Addison Coleman would be my player of the game for TCA.
Put him back on offense and give him the ball.
Ill-advised pass that time, too. And I just bragged on Seth Snyder doing a good job at that time. Threw it right into the meat of coverage. Stan, there were 4 shirts there, and they were all black. And the guy in the black jersey that picked it off, one Addison Coleman. You see 2 of them there. Well, I'm losing my sight. There was actually just 2 players there. And there comes right back up the field Coleman. I bet it looked like 4 anyway to the quarterback. 5:30, and now Stan, you don't have to score. Just churn out first downs, and you win the football game if you're TCA.
I would concur.
44-yard line. Lameth gives it to Ronald Edwards. Edwards turns the corner. Upfield he goes to the 50. Down inside the 50-yard line to the 46-yard line. Very close to a first down, about a yard short at the 47, I think.
9 yards, and it pick up 96 yards on 11 carries for Ronald Edwards.
17-6, 5:22 left here. And a flag back at the 40, holding on TCA.
Well, wipe that one off the books.
We've had a lot of holes in this game, haven't we?
Yeah.
On both sides.
Let's see if
we're going to replay of it. See where we can find it here. Good blocking there, turning everyone back in.
They're going to get Davis on it,
I guess it was Davis, yep. Turned the defender back in. It says first down. It goes back to first down, but now it's 1st and 24. Edwards back there with Lambeth. You just want to run some clock here. 5-12. Shorten the game now with a 17-6 lead. Lane looks over the middle and dropped.
Oh.
Jennings had it, bobbled it again, and almost came up with it at the turf, but couldn't come up with it. At about the 40-yard line, it's going to be 2nd and 24.
He's really mad at himself.
And the thing there, it stops the clock too, Stan. With the pass, you trying to catch him with a 1st and 24. Coach Butler decided to go up top. I don't blame him that time. Drew Hayes watching intently. He's the quarterback coach as he watches Lambeth. And here's the handoff to Edwards. Edwards switched it over to the left hand. I like what he did, although a nice play defensively. Drops him back there. Owen Hughes made the nice stop. You see what he did running the ball, Stan? You'll see it on the replay here, you folks watching. He had it in his right hand, running left. He switched it back over to his left hand. And a good bit of coaching there and a good execution. See him tuck it there. Trying to get the block, but just couldn't do it. That's a nice bit of defense, too, by Hughes that time, who just came right through the proposed block and got him.
I really think if he would have cut up a little bit sooner, he would have had some more positive yards out of that play.
33-yard line. Jackson Christian's really played well here tonight. First game of the year for them, just like TCA, and so has TCA played well at times. Both teams have had their share of mistakes. Lameth running for his life, scrambling, throws it, and a bullet pass goes right through the hands, right on the sideline. Trying to stay in bounds was Riley Graves. He and Peyton Tinsley exchanged, nice sportsman-like slaps on each other's shoulder pads. So it brings up now third. Here's the replay for you folks watching Worthy Road Studios on Fox 105.3 live Facebook. We'll watch it on E+ TV6 on a delayed basis beginning tomorrow night. And if you're watching on Friday night, you're watching tonight, aren't you? And that will bring up 4th and 22. And Lopez back to punt it. Stands back, sidesteps, and just knocks it straight up in the air. And now here's a catch on the running gallop that time. Nice play that time by Peyton Tinsley. He says, hey, I'm not going to let the thing just fall dead near midfield. I'm going to get it on the gallop. Nice plays. He returns it down to where? About the
41-yard line. That's a
41-yard
play,
line.
but
It is.
He took a gamble there, and it paid off for him.
I like him. He's a good-looking player, too. Of course, we like our lines. Addison Coleman's had a great game. I think Chilcutt's had a super game as well defensively. It's been a game of defense and mistakes for the most part. Jackson Christian led 6-0. TCA tied it. Then a PAT gave them the 7-6 lead. And then the 14-6. The big play was Lameth to Graves on a nice pass play, 26 yards out. Made it 14-6. Then the field goal at the 8:45 mark of the third made it 17-6, and that's been it. 4 minutes and 1 second, all that remains in this game. Jackson Christian with one last gasp here. Running it. Snyder will just run out of bounds back at the 49-yard line, and we got a flag.
Should be holding.
Snyder tried to make something happen. He ran out of bounds, and what that does, it strings out your offensive line stand. Don't bemoan him that time. He tried to make a big play out of nothing, and then what happened was his offensive line out of position tried to block for him, and they were called holding someone. So that will move it back into Jackson Christian territory, all the way back to their 42, where it brings up now first down again. They've got to get to the 32 of TCA.
Well, I'll tell you what, this game is not going to go down in the annals as one of the prettier games that we've ever seen.
Yeah, second down to McClellan Roads, back basically what it's going to be here. 3:53. Triples far side left. Snyder out in the flat to Hearns, and great defense. Outstanding defense by TCA.
Justin Moore.
J-Mo was there along with a guy that you're going to hear his name a lot, Harrison Freeman.
Here's the key on J-Mo. He's a defensive end. He also has pass defense responsibilities. Justin Moore is such a heady player, a 4-year star for TCA, able to peel off and get back into defensive coverage as well. And that's something that a lot of players can't do, but J-Mo's got the skill to do that.
He's the kind of player, too, Stan. You can put him at defensive end, you can put him at linebacker. He can play multiple positions. Snyder throws, got a man down there. Can he catch it? Incomplete. Nice effort, but he couldn't come up with it. Snyder threw it that time, and they had a man behind there. There's a lightning really striking across the way there.
2, 3.
And that pass intended downfield. You'll see Snyder throw the nice spiral here, being pressured, and boy, almost getting there that time was Favara. And the intended receiver almost comes over that thing down at the 30-yard line, which would have been a first down.
As interesting as that bolt was, it's still well over 20 miles away.
3:07. Well, I've never been very good at guessing distances like that. Snyder catches that football on the snap. Nice athletic play, midfield. 45 on his feet, 40. On his feet inside the TCA 40. And it brings up, that was 3rd and 28, and it's going to be 4th now, and a manageable situation for Jackson Christian to keep this game alive for them.
Snyder, an interesting move in quarterback. He's got the best wheels of any JC quarterback we've seen in this ball game.
Like TCA, they've had some great quarterbacks over at Ronnie Fowler Field. You and Jimmy Butler were long-time announcers there at one time. Had some great ones, didn't you?
Yep. That was Kevin Davison on the defensive side of the ball.
40-yard line.
Chasing him out.
2:56 left here in this game. 17-6 TCA. 4th and 9. Pass incomplete. Got to be actually picked off. Kevin Davis is going to pick it off. He's backtracking all the way back to the 10, to the 15, now to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, to the 35, to the 40, to the 45, almost back up to midfield. He caught that thing at about the 20, ran all the way back to the 10, circled, and then came back across the way near the Jackson Christian bench. Is at the 49-yard line, 1st and 10 for TCA.
Kevin Davis, 20 yards rushing, 43 reception, and has that defensive interception. He's racked up the yards tonight.
Yeah, certainly the case. 2:41 all that remains. Stan will go down on the field and talk to Blake Butler. You'll hear it on the radio side. That will not be on the video side. Appreciate Paul Schultze and our good buddy Landon Mann for their great job tonight. Handoff. Edwards tucks it, wants to run, and he's running sideways more than anything else. He's just going to get good yards, though. He's across midfield down to about the 47-yard line.
He's going to pick up 5
46.
on that play. But
yeah, they're going to get 5.
He's got 94 yards.
2:22 clock running. He did a good job, too, staying in bounds that time. 17-6. Apparently, TCA is going to open up the season with a hard-fought win. Go to 1-0. Jackson Christian, who will travel to Halls next week, 0-1. TCA will be in Fayette Academy next week. They'll play tomorrow night. Get a look at the Jackson Christian bench. They played hard.
They play FACS.
Who's that?
FACS, if I'm not mistaken.
Who's that? Who are you talking about? Jackson Christian?
No, Fayette Academy.
Fayette Academy tomorrow night. Oh,
yeah.
Excuse me. That ball, a snafu there on the snap, and the bobble by Lambert. He tried to come up with it. Ball all the way back to the 43-yard line. We've had our share of penalties. We've had our share tonight of turnovers.
Snaps.
We've had a little bit of everything in this game.
I think maybe the quarterbacks need to invest in some stick-em on their hands.
Timeout. 1:29. They stopped the clock with 17-6 your score. The long night gets longer. Stay with us. We'll come back with TCA in command. 1:29. 3rd and long, but still in pretty good control now. Back after this 30 on 105.3.
Tony Johnson, your Farm Bureau insurance agent at Jackson for over 20 years, has assembled quite a team to help meet your insurance needs. Agents Brent Price and Rob Hamilton are West Tennesseans and can advise and recommend the very best coverage on auto, home, life, health, and retirement. Becky Thomas and Tammy Welch welcome your calls and will give you the prompt and professional quotes and services that you're expecting. Tony Johnson and his team are ready to help with Farm Bureau Insurance. Call 661-9233. Now let's go back to the stadium for more Trinity Christian Academy football with Simon Dave McCulley and Stan Gerard.
3rd and 16 at their own 43-yard line. TCA, that's the bad news, the long yardage. But the good news, they lead the game if you're a TCA fan, like many of you are. 1:29 left of the game, leading 17-6. Addison Coleman with a handoff. Got to tuck that football, carrying it like a loaf of bread. And Addison is decked for a 2-yard loss back at the 41. Great to have you aboard tonight. Appreciate you listening. David says the game was ugly, but the play-by-play in color was excellent. Thank you, David.
The game is as ugly as one of my high school prom days.
I was wondering when that comment might come tonight. I've had 2 or 3 people tell me that's your favorite their favorite comment that you make. 17-6, 58 seconds. You'll miss me next week down in Somerville, won't you?
It's going to be hard playing the, playing the straight man and the comedic relief.
Appreciate the nice comment from our great buddy Rodney Baumgartner. I haven't talked to Rodney lately. I got to get in touch with him. On the punting situation, it's going to be Lane Lambert back there. He'll punt it, and it sort of goes sideways. He's played well tonight, though. He's not happy with his effort there, but at the 40-yard line, it'll be down there, and it will be 28 seconds left here, and Jackson Christian will have it down by 11. Stan's going to go down on the field. Remind you folks on the TV side, on the Facebook Live 105.3, you'll leave us immediately when the game ends, and you'll watch the replay at E+ TV 6. We appreciate that. Jackson State Community College has been our sponsor tonight of your 105.3 live Facebook video with our good buddies Paul Schultze and Landon Mann. They are great guys and do wonderful work. They're all around the area, throughout the West Tennessee area, throughout the year. Be sure and tune them in, whether it be us or someone else. 17-6 your score here. Mr. Bowers and the gang couldn't get out here tonight because of the weather. Handoff, nothing there at all for Mr. Hearns. And with 23 seconds left, A big tackle there by several of the Lions. We've called out some familiar names throughout the night. Justin Moore there, Favara there. And you see there, Favara and Moore just tackle the running back. And Jackson Christian's going to run one more play with 3, with 2, with 1. This is going to be the end of the game, barring a penalty. And Snyder will throw the fly pattern down here, and that's going to be picked off, and that will end your game. As pulling it down was Riley Graves with an interception, and this game comes to a close. Rob Cole, hello to you as well, sir. 17-6, your final here, your happy final. Good luck to Jackson Christian throughout their year, and good luck to our Lions as they win this football game 17-6. We'll take a 2-minute break, be back with the radio version of it. Again, our great thanks to Jackson State Community College and all the gang out there, Worthy Road Studios for the production, and the video on Facebook Live on 105.3. And maybe they'll be back with us throughout the year from time to time as well. And a big hello to Paul and to Landon, and good luck to them, and thanks so much for their great work here tonight as well. The final here tonight, TCA wins it 17-6. When we come back, we'll be on the radio side with you. And Stan Gerard will have Blake Butler. We'll have stats, scoring recap, and more, and a preview of next week's action as the Lions travel to Fayette Academy.